It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Hello.
Hi, Maury.
What's going on?
Not much. Welcome to the Free Beer Hot Wings Show.
What am I going to do? What?
I'd like to welcome to the show Eli Gold, writer of book Bears Boys, also sportscaster. Got sent this book here to talk about the book Bears Boys.
And boom goes the dynamite.
The book about the 36 men whose lives were changed by Coach Paul Bryant.
36 men's.
Everyone loves chewing on hot dogs.
That's right.
Nice and chewy. I had an all beef this weekend. That was delicious.
Good. Yeah, those are good.
What is the name of the game?
The Don King video about the boxing.
He said the Don King video about the boxing.
I was in cheerleading all through high school, and that doesn't eat.
Being a cheerleader is like winning the Super Bowl.
But even being close to a high school field gets you all amped up, so I can't even imagine what it would be like to play.
Now, what position do you play?
69!
It's a movie called One Too Many. It's about a guy who has had no luck with monogamy, so he wants to find a girl that'll allow all the women into bed with him. Sounds pretty good, huh, Kurt?
Oh, yeah, sounds real funny.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And how long is your show?
5 hours.
5 hours?
Yep.
You're on the radio for 5 hours?
Yes, sir.
It's Friday. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane in the main studios. Producer Joe and Steve in the producer booths. You can join us toll-free, 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Flashback comes up in a little while, the first ever failure report.
Well, you know what is a big failure is how we stopped doing the failure report.
I wouldn't be surprised if within this flashback, there's a reference to, we'll do this for a while till we don't.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Probably. The thing is, the failure report in hindsight, man, I think that was a breeding ground for some degree of contempt. It was a possibility because I can't even imagine doing that anymore.
Yeah, it started off pretty organic, and then it got to the point where you'd be in the middle of a sentence and go, so I was reading a story in the paper. Oh, failure! Failure! You cleared your throat. You go,
and even if it wasn't vocalized, if you saw everyone else in the room's head go down, grab a pen and write something. I know in my head I'd be like, Christ's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful.
Really? Yeah. I'm in the middle of this.
Starts to throw you completely off.
So
I think that's what happened to the failure report.
But the first one
was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's on the way.
The failure report based on everything we do wrong. Man.
Now watch, we'll hear it and go, God, we could do that every week. And then we'll do one next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you want to do that? I can tell by the look on your face you're really interested in doing that.
I said I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That sucked after a while. That was so stupid. We would actually stop the bits that we were doing.
Yeah.
Stop everything and go, hey, we would argue, was that a failure? I don't know.
Yeah,
was
it got
a
to be.
failure? What do you think?
Too
I don't know.
convoluted.
We'll mark it under the maybes, and then we'll go over it again later.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Just that.
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
God, it was brutal.
I'm mad now. More mad than I would have been then.
And I think I had the least amount of failures, probably because I talked the least. And so it wasn't as big of a deal for me. But man, did it become tedious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we did? I did get an email about something we haven't done in a while that Joe and I talked about last night, and that is the return of the Cliptastic Cliptacular, sort of our soup version of the show where people request. The idea of that behind that was that we would play classic sound bites from, be it the library guy who was really sad about the library closing.
Mm-hmm. The library.
I grew up here. I live here. I used to play football here. I can't believe anybody's going to close this damn thing down. And I'm a carpenter. I couldn't.
I'm a carpenter. Okay. Thanks.
But then the couple times we've done the Cliptastic Cliptacular, it's become sort of, hey, remember when this happened to one of you guys? So there ended up being clips of us. So, and that's fine. Either way, that wasn't what we were thinking when we started it.
Yeah. Happy with.
But it's sort of let you pick, and it's always a fun stroll down memory lane. So we might do that, not this coming Monday, not the Monday after that. but the Monday after that. Look at us planning way out in advance. How about it?
Yeah, that's
Is that horizontal or vertical planning?
I don't know.
unprecedented.
Actually, I do know that's horizontal.
Nice, we're doing that.
We're doing that.
So with Radio Camp on the horizon, fast on the horizon, what are some of the, that's when all the radio shows that we hang with and trade radio info with, like ideas and bits and things, get together. So you get 100 different radio shows from across the country or so together in a conference room setting and just talk. So what are some of the planned agenda moments that you know of? Because Freebird, you typically are more into the planning of these events and more in tune with them. I don't even know where my shoes are every day, let alone be able to do something like this.
Yeah.
So what do you know?
And this is cool because it's in Nashville.
Yes.
So we're actually doing a couple events with 102.9 The Buzz in Nashville.
Are we going to do a show from there?
No, we're off.
Okay, that would be sweet, though. I can't.
Someday we would do that, but not during Radio Camp.
Okay.
The last thing I need is
scrutinized.
Every radio person going, yeah, good. I can finally find out how crappy this show is.
Yeah, no kidding.
I knew they sucked balls, but boy, this proves it.
Okay.
Though they'll just listen to Best Of and come to the same conclusion. But that will be Steve's fault. Yeah. So that is no problem.
Oh, so we can listen to Steve in Nashville originating the Best Of?
Not only can we will.
Okay, good.
With the fine-toothed comb, looking for trouble.
You'll do fine, Steve.
How about that, Steve? Those text messages coming in. Yeah, great job. It's 5:30 here in Nashville. That's already the worst thing I'll hear all day.
I'm not worried because the 300 emails I got last time saying I did a great job will outshine any insults you guys throw at me.
I'll bet that's not true.
Oh, we're not going to insult you, Steve.
No, we've got nothing to.
Only a few listeners will. You know who they are.
Yeah. I believe our insults carry the power of 300 positive messages with one negative.
And apparently all of the listeners become old classic rock fans during Best Of, and they only want the B-sides and the hits.
Yeah, Steve said that he was getting complaints during Best Of when we were off and this was the first time he ran Best Of for us, saying, you're not playing enough old stuff. It actually did turn into,
what?
Like calls you get to the request line on the oldies station or something. You're playing too much late 60s. Give me some more platters.
Oh.
And there was some guy that tried to tell me that the Internet Porn Jenny intern view with Joe Theismann was from this February.
I'm not even sure why someone calling the show would care when that was from.
Yeah, what difference does it make?
It's too recent. You just played this in February. That's when it was done.
Unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure that was about.
It may have been a flashback in February.
Or maybe on some other Best Of on a weekend.
But nonetheless, this is all silly. On the actual schedule in Nashville, like last year, Hot Wings and I, we were embarrassed to be, but we can't say no because the guy who runs this conference is the nicest guy ever, and he would do anything for us if we ever asked him to do it. Don Anthony.
Yeah. He's a terrific human being.
And there is no bigger cheerleader for radio shows and for our industry than this guy. So if he asks us to do something, I say yes.
Right.
Every time.
Yep.
And which is why I'm moderating a panel this year, which is something I guarantee that I've said to you guys, I will never be that person who moderates a panel.
What is the panel that you are moderating?
Hot Wings, I am the moderator of the Rock Forum.
Oh, okay. So these are how many rock morning shows?
It is Rick Rumble from Tommy and Rumble in the Morning.
Rick Rumble. That's a good name.
That's actually that's a really good show.
Okay.
Rick Rumble.
BJ Shea from the BJ Shea Show in Seattle. BJ is as strong-willed as they come, and I believe you put him on the panel just for fireworks.
He is a live wire, that BJ Shea.
He's going to swear at you and make you cry.
Oh, there's no question.
We have referenced him before, and this guy is just unbelievable.
The next conference I go to where he doesn't get in a screaming match with someone will be the first conference I go to where he doesn't get in a screaming. Now, that being said,
he was very calm in Charlotte.
Whenever I talk to him, I enjoy talking to him.
Oh, he makes perfect sense.
But there's always somebody that decides, hey, I got to take this guy on.
He really goes after women. He makes women feel stupid. I know that for a fact.
Well, we've been told by several women friends in the business that they would refer to him as a complete misogynist.
Yeah.
Their words, not mine.
He's got like 28 people on his show, and they're all men.
Well, and,
no offense, Freeburg Hotwing Show.
And
we like having our female interns, and we try to interact with women.
The difference is, here's an example of, because you guys weren't there last year, at the same rock forum that I will be moderating this year, he got into an argument with another show because they said, well, I know we target men, but if women listen, that's okay. And he would not let that go. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. We intentionally drive women away from our show.
We don't
because
want
it's
them
a man's place. And they were fighting
men
about
to
it.
Feel comfortable. We don't want one woman listening to our show.
Now, my problem as a moderator is, as someone who is sitting and just watching this, I found myself thinking, well, all right, well, you can both do it your own way. If it's successful for you, knock yourself out. You two debating doesn't matter because you're in Seattle and you're in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So as the moderator this year, do you think I'm going to have the balls to step in and go, yeah, nobody cares?
I think you should, though, because no one ever does. And I
will not have the balls to do it.
You and I always sit and watch these things.
I'll scream at them.
And it's always the same. Yeah, you just want to go, who cares? Why are you guys talking?
Shut your mouth. You have an oblong-shaped head.
I'll do this. I'll say, Eric Zane from the Kid Craddock Show. That way you can let loose. Has no ramifications on us.
All right, so who else? We got Rick Rumble, B.J. Shea. Who else is in this?
There's
I know this isn't...
This is great because there's other people on this panel that have as stupid a names as us.
Okay.
Rick Rumble, I guess that could be his real name.
No,
it's not.
Come on, radio people don't use their real name.
Rumble?
It's possible.
No.
Yeah, my name's Joe Double Dragon.
Well, I believe that as the moderator, I am tied for the first stupidest name on the panel with Buckethead, who is young enough that there is a guarantee that he had it after the guy from the second incarnation of Guns N' Roses.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. At least yours is made up for your own stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
By the way, did you know that a guy that we work with is the person that put the morning show Lewis and Floorwax together? One of the other morning show names we make fun of.
Person we work with?
Yeah. He hired them and put them together and said, make it happen in Denver. But anyway, that's just a little footnote.
Right.
And then the final person on the panel is someone that is a consultant of radio stations all across the country named Gabe Hobbs.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
All right.
He actually was influential in getting Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and a lot of other shows like that started and syndicated and everything else.
Yeah, I know exactly who that guy is. Wow. So you're going to be now, do you have to come up with a subject matter for this?
In theory, I am in charge of all of that, yes. And with it being just 5 days away, well, no, it's a week from today, I probably should start working on it, but I plan that in the car ride to Nashville is when I will jot some notes on a part of my phone I've never used before and then forget how to access it.
Okay.
And then when it starts, I will look at the other people on the panel and go, do you guys just want to talk about funny bits you did?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's it.
Okay. Because I know that's all anyone wants to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No person that's in the spot that we are wants to sit there and talk about, well, I don't know if the business model's working out the way we do it. I think we need to charge more for commercials. No one cares. We want to tell fart jokes.
Yeah.
Hey, you in Seattle, what's your most successful fart joke? Hey, tell me how you used feces on your show. That's what I'm going to do.
See, I think my favorite part of going to those forums, and I'm sure anyone who goes to any convention anywhere encounters the same thing, but it's the obvious stupid questions by the people in attendance. When there's a panel there and you're sitting there, any questions, and somebody inevitably will raise their hands and say, what do you do?
All I want to do is have a cigarette.
If there's a bit that you like to do, but everyone else in the world hates it, what do you do?
Don't do it, dummy.
What?
Yeah.
You mean I should just stop doing something everyone hates?
And there's the people that take it even further like it's an advice column. Hey, my name is Bert Stevens. I just started in Dothan, Alabama. It's an AM station. I'm on in the mornings, but the station actually legally can't come on until 9:30 when the sun is up fully in the sky.
So it's just
And
practice
I have a general manager who's a Korean pregnant lady, and she has a problem with the way I park my car. What do you do, Jeff Elliott from San Diego, when that exact thing happens to you?
Oh.
What?
Terrible.
Yeah, what does that
Every
have to
time
do with
I go
your
to one
show?
of these, I say, this is the last one I'm going to. And it takes me 6 months to filter the disease out of my body. And then I realize that here's what I get out of these radio conferences. The drive down, talking to Free Beer, Hot Wings, Joe, and the drive back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the interactions I have when we're not actually trying to get something done. So like walking down the hall, bumping into Jeff from San Diego or something like
Yeah,
that.
because there are a lot of other radio shows that we think are great.
There's so
that
little
we
I get out of these. Now, you may get
great
something
times
out of them,
with.
but I get so little out of these. I go simply because that's what we do, I guess.
Yeah, I usually get the most after hours. When
Like
all the forums are done and everything, and everybody's just kind of hanging
It
out, maybe getting a
sucks.
beer, and then you see somebody and you end up talking for a while. That's where I always
Right.
get all my good ideas.
It's true.
There was some woman, I don't know who she was. She's a person who advises radio shows. She's paid by radio companies to come in, listen to the programming, and go, I think you should do this, this, and this. She's called a consultant, kind of like Gabe Hobbs. But I don't remember her name, but she was having some forum, and she's asking questions, and then
was this at Conclave in
Yes.
Minneapolis?
Yes.
She was an expert storyteller.
That's
that
what
was
she
her.
was.
That was her thing.
Okay, so
She must have been fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she was an
I don't know what
expert
the
at
hell we're
telling
doing.
stories.
But we're trying, so I don't know, for some reason I interact, and she goes, okay, now what show are you on? I go, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. She goes, the what? Free Beer, one guy, and Free Beer and Hot Wings are sitting next to me. I go, well,
Yeah,
this
we're
is
right
Free
there.
Beer.
I held
and,
up my name tag.
and this is
Yeah,
Hot Wings.
and I held up mine.
She didn't understand the fact that it was a stupid name, and she's not really getting beyond that. And so
She
then
looked at
she
us
goes,
like
okay.
She looked at us like an Indian looked at a pistol the first time an explorer brought one over.
Yeah,
What is that?
I think she had spent most of her time maybe consulting Garrison Keillor
Right.
on a Prairie Home Companion
Yes.
and how you would get up on stage and do a live radio show.
I think that's
So
true.
she starts using an example, and the show as an example, because she was looking for an example. She goes, okay, well, so anyway, let's say Free Bear decides to go and tell a story to Hot Wink. And Free Bear says, hey, Hot Wink. And I'm like, what? How did you manage that? What?
And this is after we corrected her.
And I go,
two more times.
Free beer, like
beer, like
Miller
you would
beer.
drink. Free beer.
Lager, Pilsner, beer.
Here, read this word as I hold it up for you.
And it's not Hot Wink, like I'm going to wink my eye. It's
Though if we had
wing.
better foresight, it would have been Hot
Yeah,
Wing.
maybe.
Terrible. Oh God, so it's just nauseating to me.
And yet hilarious.
I can't stand it. I couldn't stand it.
I can't wait. Hot Wings, you're going to miss out.
What the hell is going on here? I look over, and he's ultra concentrating, just so focused on the road, but he is deftly passing lanes, and it's a nice gradual pass. You know,
Most times.
It wasn't like
Yeah,
cracked
usually.
out Jeremy Mayfield, left, right. It was like really excellent passes and just perfect transitions at 96 miles an hour.
The best part though is the way Hot Wings screams up on the back of some interloper who's in the left lane, not knowing any better, gets on their bumper and forces them to have that moment of recall when they go, "Oh my God, there's a car right behind me!"
I find that that's the best way to get people to
Does
move.
work.
Is shock value.
It does
He
work.
would get so close you could actually hear the draft kick in. So it's like,
You know, it's like he can see the air moving around the car where everyone else can't.
Just like Earnhardt. I mean, it was immediately fuel efficiency because he's so close to the vehicle in front of him, goes to 300 miles per gallon because there's zero resistance. It's like flooring it on the moon.
We might as well put a parachute out behind your van when we drive. It's going to seem like we're going so
Oh,
far.
yeah. And meanwhile, I thought I was doing great by going 79. Just under 10 over. But then there's Hot Wings at 96 miles an hour.
If Hot Wings got a ticket, would have been your responsibility?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or would we all have had to pay a chunk?
No, that would have been on me.
That
would have been on me. I mean,
That
unless
is
you
perfect,
guys were
then.
like in the back going, "Go faster, stupid!"
Oh, that was awesome.
Then I would have
man.
maybe, but
we
no,
were
that
so
was all me.
kicking ass.
Flashback comes up in the next segment, the first ever failure report, probably the only good one. That's on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Call them anytime at 1-800-947-3979.
Don't forget you check out the all-new Chevy Equinox with an EPA estimated 32 miles per gallon highway and up to 600 highway miles on a tank. It's the most fuel-efficient crossover on the highway. Go to Chevy.com/Equinox. Website, freebeerandhotwings.com. The flashback today, the first ever failure report.
So we got this failure report.
Yeah.
It's a compilation of clips of all of our failures from the week, most of them mine.
No,
well,
not at all.
Actually,
There's
now that
plenty.
I'm looking at it,
I think it is pretty.
The wealth is spread pretty deep here.
Okay, there's a Hot Wings. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I think there's like 5 free beers. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 me's, and yeah, it's split up nicely.
It'll be interesting to see it because for quantity and then quality, because some of the mistakes are bigger than the other ones. I think.
Right. This one is a failure, and I'm going to do this one, Hot Wings, when you and I are reading the PSAs.
Okay.
Start out with that one.
Yeah.
This is we're reading public service announcements for Jersey Shore Station 105.7 The Hawk. We do these often, and Hot Wings could not get it right and kept stumbling along like he does. And then and then it turns. The failure falls on, apparently, the writer of the copy. That we assumed would be, at least he sent it along, Dr. Phil, the program director and afternoon guy on the radio station. And it turned into a real personal attack on Dr. Phil.
Oh,
no, it sure did.
Is that about all we need on this one?
I think that's probably about it, yeah. Hey, it's Hot Wings from the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show at 105.7 The Hawk wants you to know that the Jersey Shore... Damn it. Start that over again. Hey, it's Hot Wings from the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. And 105.7 The Hawk wants you to know that the Jersey Coast chapter of the American Red Cross holds their 10th annual Rock and Ride Bike. And this is...
What's going on?
I don't know, it's just written weird to me. I'm sure it's the annual Rock and Ride Bike. Annual Rock and... something,
Okay.
I don't know, but sorry about that.
All right, start it over.
Hey, it's Hot Wings from the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, and 105.7 The Hawk wants you.
Now it's at this point that the focus is going to turn on Dr. Phil, and specifically because he's referring to in this piece of copy as the event takes place on the Long Beach Island. And anyone who knows anything about the Jersey Shore knows it's not referred to that way. It's referred to as LBI, and that's it.
Not the LBI.
If you were to say, and it's actually written as the Long Beach Island, and if you said that, they'd kill you.
To know that the Jersey Coast chapter of the American Red Cross holds their 10th annual Rock and Ride. Sunday, September 7th, stretching the length of the Long Beach Island.
Just say LBI.
I know. Who's writing this?
Idiots.
Don't you know that's what it's called? LBI?
Dr. Phil, face, wake up.
Not to mention, try punctuation once in a while.
Stupid bull, asshole.
Like to know where the sentences start and end.
Go yourself.
Hey, it's Hot Wings. God damn it. You stupid ass.
Now, that's all in good fun, by the way, for people who are hearing that and think, because you guys immediately sent that to Dr. Phil and said, hey, listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like you're
complete with ethnic Italian slurs.
Know where the sentences start and end.
Go yourself.
Hey, it's Hot Wings.
Oh, that's fun. We have a lot of those. We've never played those on the air, but when the three of us will read promos for whatever it is, there's always one of us, or sometimes two, or all three. There's always at least one who can't read that day.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, does that get maddening.
That's the case here, where I, as we move on, was doing a commercial for dog food. You want your dog on it and get a free there's a failure.
Easy for you to say.
Add that. Could you add that to the failure report?
What do you get there?
That's right. That was live on the radio doing an endorsement commercial for dog food. You want your dog on it and get a free
Wow.
Free.
You sound like Charles Manson.
Yeah, you do. That was worse. That's worse than I remembered it.
Free. Free. There's a free.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
Sweet.
Okay. Let's now go. Okay, let's see. Let's go with Hot Wings on this one. What's the background of this one, Freebeer? You remember this?
Yeah, a listener called to say that Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight reminded him of Louis Black doing the Back in Black segment on The Daily Show.
And how? Okay, this is two-tiered. Hot Wings is in the spotlight, and then something happens to me, which we'll focus on after the fact.
Yeah, Zane's is less obvious.
Mm-hmm. You probably won't even be able to pick it out.
No.
You were talking about the Joker and all the little, isms that Heath Ledger put into his part.
Yeah.
Well, when I watched it the second time, it reminded me a lot of Louis Black. You know how Louis Black talks a lot with his hands, and he bobs his head, and he gets really, into it when he's ranting?
I can sort of see the similarities. Maybe not only because I'm trying to be nice to you.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
I would never would have put them together. Although I did think it was weird that the first time you see the Joker, they played Back in Black. I thought that was weird.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, not as weird as the timing on that.
Yeah,
it really fell apart.
It'd be easier if I could actually put the words that start with B together.
Did they really play Back in Black, or was of course I wanted to be sure on this before I really let you have it.
No.
How did that just happen? And boy, am I glad that it did.
Okay. Zane doing the trademark Ron radio voice, but not on purpose.
I took the heat off Hot Wings with this gem.
No.
How did that just happen?
I don't know.
Whoa. No.
How did that just happen?
I don't know. Let me wake someone up with a birthday whip.
What the hell?
No.
How did that just happen?
That leaves me feeling discombobulated.
I'd love to talk about it, but we've got celebrity birthdays.
No. How did that just happen? Joe, what's your impressions of my Ron radio voice?
What?
What's your impressions of my Ron radio voice?
Good. No.
How did that just happen?
Hey, that's quite a voice you've got there.
Why did it seem like Joe did not understand me?
I don't know.
Didn't.
Could you go back to about 29 seconds when Hot Wings decides to ramp up to his awesome joke?
All right.
Although I did think it was weird that the first time you see the Joker, they played Back in Black. I thought that was weird.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And then Freeber finishes strong with making fun of your joke.
Not as weird as the timing on that. Really
Okay. This is fun.
And speaking from experience, I know I think I can speak for Hot Wings or Zane when this happens. When you lay a bomb like that, the last thing you want is the next thing said by someone else to point it out, because there are some that get by.
Okay.
That not always.
Here's a collection of No. I'm not going to do the Freeber word scrambles yet. I will do Freebeer. His failure was getting mad.
Yeah, this became a bigger failure by my reaction to it.
Freeber got the failure as he got mad because he was told he was being entered into the failure report for something that I don't even remember.
That's for sure. Coming up about 30 minutes, producer Joe's...
Okay, you miss... spoke when...
Yeah, it'll be obvious. That's for sure.
Sorry.
Coming up about 30 minutes, producer Joe's judo trip. Judo Joe, as we were calling it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what we were calling it.
Judo trip, you say. Tell us more about producer Joe's judo trip.
Trip to Judo Land.
Mm-hmm. Judo. I like Trip to Judo Land. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. That's coming up in about 30 minutes.
I'm adding that. That's a failure.
Now you're being a nitpicky bitch is what you're doing.
No,
Come on now. That wasn't that bad. It's got to be heavy hitters.
You got to put something on there. I'll tell you what. I'll log them all,
and then if there's nothing
there, we got to park something, don't we?
I'm with
at this point that I'm appeasing him so that he'll stop crying. and we've hashed many times how trying to make Sporto feel good. You get tripped up when it comes to the titles of the stunts. Maybe, kind of. Right now I'm logging me explaining your failure. Now it's fixed. It was fixed at that point.
Play it again. Not the whole thing, but just...
Like here?
Yeah, that looks good. Judo. I like Trip to Judo Land. No, I don't. That's coming up in about 30 minutes.
I'm adding that. That's a failure.
Now you're being a nitpicky bitch is what you're doing. Let it go one more. Come on now. That's the part.
Come on.
Come on now. Of all the failures, I hate that one most. Come on now.
Don't make fun.
That was the only one that was controllable. So I hate that one.
Come on.
Come on now.
I'm mad. Okay, Jackie.
Wasn't.
Stupid radio dummy. Stupid.
Come on now. I really wasn't mad, but I really thought you were wrong. But now I think you were right. And it made me sound mad. So, yeah. Come on now. It's all the same.
Okay. Eric Zane is going to have to get one here. And it was a good week for me.
The Kid Rock Waffle House Brawl. That one has no audio because it was on surveillance camera.
I think more amazing there is that a Waffle House had a surveillance camera.
I'll write that one down.
Surveillance is what I wanted to say.
It's a terrible feeling.
Or what I did say. Oh. The worst is after you do it and hear, and I'm writing that one down.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It's the new phrase you don't want to hear.
Writing that one down.
All right, let's focus on Hot Wings here. Hot Wings interrupts Free Beer when Free Beer was doing his Michael Savage impression.
The context of this is, so it just doesn't sound like I'm being annoying, which I am. Zane we had said, Michael Savage, he always sounds so urgent. We said we should do the show that way from now on so we could sign a big contract.
Yeah.
And so I was going to do the tease in the style of talk show host Michael Savage.
And Hot Wings went for it.
Coming up, we will tell you why pranks that happen almost always go wrong. Pranks that happen often go wrong. 99% of them do not work.
And you know
so what we're going to do, we're going to give you an example and let you call in with more of your examples of pranks gone wrong. That's what we'll do for you.
Sweet.
Do it, Hot Wings. Be tough.
No. He did it good, and I tried to interrupt and wreck it.
I know. Did you hear him? He goes, He did. He did try to tough in.
Yeah, I sure did.
Let me stop you right there. 99% of them do not work.
And you know
so what we're going to do, we're going to get...
And you know what? You can actually hear the brakes. And you know what?
Okay.
What's next?
I don't know. Okay, let's go. How much time we got? You want to do two more?
A few more.
Let's stick with Hot Wings.
This is a good one. This is from the producer, Joe. What can Joe do this week?
Okay.
It'll be clear.
All right. Joe, why don't you just get a running start and leap your whole body at him?
Yeah.
All right.
And scream the whole way.
Flying body and say something like, anything.
What is that?
Go ahead and write that one down.
Say anything like, I don't know, anything.
8:15 Eastern. Go ahead and write failure report. Hot Wings. Can't think of what Japanese people might yell.
Bonsai?
Bonsai is what I was trying to think of. Geronimo is all that would pop into my head.
Say, I don't know, anything.
Flying body and say something like, anything.
That's my favorite.
Say something like, anything.
What is that?
This is the failure report.
Oh, God.
Target-rich environment.
Ooh, this one is strong. Not everybody heard this one. Talking about an area venue owner. What do you call it? Theater. A lot of bands play there. And this guy owns the place. And it was rumored that he carries a pistol with him. Or a gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I described what he does when the crowd would get unruly, I believe.
Okay, I don't remember this.
You don't?
I remember the subject.
Yeah, I remember
Dorsheimer.
I remember when it happened.
Okay.
I just don't remember what this is.
Oh, dude, this is a bummer. This is very Freudian.
Oh,
you guys ever get in fights and then make up after?
No. We just.
I think he'd kick your ass.
He would. And the first time I ever met him, he pulled out an AK-47.
Okay, the voice you don't is a local program director, and we're talking about his relationship with the owner of the club.
Seven, so
he packs heat. He'll shoot you in the face.
Is that a true story?
Yeah. I love you, Don.
Don, it's cool, man.
Well, hell yeah, that guy's great.
Yeah.
Hell.
Even if he wasn't, I'm not saying it. He has an AK-47.
At the Think Fast game show, if anybody got online, he's just going to, from the stage, spray everybody with loads of bullets? That's right. He's going to insert the Freudian slip.
Yeah, I think we're actually making more mistakes now.
Joe,
he's going to spray everyone with loads.
If anybody got online, he's just going to, from the stage, spray everybody with loads of bullets.
Once you have to restart your joke, you're going on the list. That's how it is. If you have to restart or pause to think of the next thing, I'm going to write this down.
I like it that your brain said, stop right now because of what you just said.
You said
your brain actually said, do you realize what you just said?
Your ears heard load and your mouth stopped and opened.
Oh, my God. Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, spray me. Spray on me.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Spraying everybody with loads of bullets.
Hunched over the chair.
He's so devastated. He's walking around with his hands just held out in front of himself. He doesn't even know where to go.
No. It's like a kid when they're crying and they can't find their mom.
Oh.
What a line. Are you kidding me? Oh.
It was.
Oh, my God.
Well, I don't remember what happened. Maybe we'll have to hear it again.
If anybody got online, he's just going to, from the stage, spray everybody with loads of bullets. All right.
Lumpy.
Wow. That
there are other ones, but I don't see why we do them now.
No, you can't. That line. Whoa.
I like the failure report. I like it a lot.
I do, too.
We liked it so much, we did it 2 more times and then never did it again, and that's how it'll stay.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
The law of, what is it, the law of diminished returns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we hit that.
I think definitely we did.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It sounds like a bunch of metal just big crunch. And it's like an echo and stuff. It's like 4 or 5 cars hit.
You know, when you have a lot of fun in the first 2 segments of this hour, the last segment
Yeah, we're going to
always bears the brunt of that.
Short one here. This is going to be like a 30-seconder. Take that.
You know, you always hear about how there's sort of a notion that the Japanese people are very kinky, into a lot of weird things. So you think everybody's getting some all the time. That is my impression.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of surprising. According to a recent survey, 1 in 4 Japanese people between the ages of 30 and 35, 1 in 4 are virgins. So the other 3 are banging everybody, apparently.
Besmirching.
Jeez, really?
But 25% are virgins, and half of Japanese adults in that same age group say they have no friends of the opposite gender, nor any prospects.
Not honorable.
Not honorable.
Jeez, yeah, time to run yourself through with a sword.
I suppose that's true. Short break alert. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show with Free Beer.
I went to my senior prom alone. I slip on, I don't know, used French fry, water, fall flat on my face, land cheek first, and start crying. I realized I was shooting a free throw and my wiener was hanging out.
What? Your penis was hanging out?
All of my coworkers, after I left, had to discuss how I smelled like poop.
Yeah.
But I had to look at him and watch him put his fingers in my feces and then put them by his nose. I lied. That's my poop.
Hot Wings.
The very first time that I had sex. It lasted 10 seconds. I was forced to go to the blackboard with a gargantuan chub for purposes of self-pleasure.
Eric Zane.
I was wearing my best parachute pants, white high-top kangaroos with the tongues pulled out, great big fat fluorescent laces, and a Ghostbusters muscle shirt. Your pants are so tight that we can all see your penis. My pants are too tight.
Everyone can see my testicles.
Producer Joe.
You are an effing hack. I puked all over the place. Kiss me. Make out with me. You just puked. No, I didn't. I had a rager. It was just there. I pulled it up. I exposed myself to an 8th grade girl.
Talk about a boner.
And Steve.
It was my own vomit going straight up in the air, hitting the bed above me, and then dripping back onto my face. Pooped my pants one time. Definitely way too old to be pooping your pants.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Steve, do the sexy dance.
It's Friday. That audio piece has a highly concentrated amount of embarrassment included in it. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. You may know me from my hit television show, Feel Your Heart Race.
Yes.
That's right. That's how I'm playing that one. Producer Joe is here. Steve is here. His special guest, his girlfriend Meredith, is here, sitting in watching the show.
That's right.
Welcome. You can join us toll free, 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. There's a lot of stuff that's good that we have to get to today.
Yeah.
There's truly a lot of stuff. We have a guy that, this is probably not the best plan, but I don't know that anyone other than me knows his full name. I'm not even positive I know his full name correctly. But we've started referring to him as Fart Hands.
Well, I don't know why we would call him anything else.
He can play music by making his hands make fart noises.
Mm-hmm.
He can replicate popular music.
That's amazing. I mean, that really is an amazing skill. A stupid skill, but an amazing one.
He, in fact, does not go by the name Fart Hands.
Yes, he does.
Nope.
He should. It's quite memorable.
But it seems to be how we've been able to remember him.
Well, you know what's going to happen is we're going to get him on, and we're going to accidentally refer to him, or not accidentally, on purpose. And we'll just have to wait and wonder how he's going to react to that.
Joe, do you know his real name?
Do you want it, or do you want to keep not caring and calling him Fart Hands?
We should probably.
I know his name. It's Jerry Phillips.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call him Jerry, but we'll probably throw in Fart Hands a few times. I
Probably.
doubt he'll mind. If you got a guy who goes on radio shows and makes fart sounds with his hands, I don't think he'll mind being called Fart Hands.
You can't take yourself too
Sounds
seriously
like a fart.
if that's your skill.
Yeah.
Fart noises with your
What
palms.
is his job, Joe? Because I understand we only have him a short amount of time, and then he has to go to his job.
I have no idea.
Okay, but
what his
he
job
doesn't
is.
do Fart Hands for a living.
Yeah, you mean he has to have a real job?
Hard to believe.
I don't know. Maybe he goes to an office and does Fart Hands.
Yeah, maybe he
that's
does
his
corporate
thing.
shows.
Exactly.
Hey, remember, no sexual harassment in the workplace, and to really drive that point home, here's Fart Hands.
How do we do the noise? I can't do it. He does it making a
Hot
song.
Wings, you stop, because Zane asked Hot Wings to do it, and then Joe busted in with a pretty awesome impression of Fart Hands. Let us give Joe the floor. Joe, Fart Hands.
Oh, I hate you.
There's Fart Hands.
You're terrible.
Eat it.
That sounded great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Sounded just like hands.
Well, you wait till we have him on, and you will see that it is dead on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
He's
I'm
going
sure.
to, he and Joe have collaborated on a list of songs, and we're going to play Fart Hands Name That Tune. Again, another thing that we've named Fart Hands that he probably wouldn't really appreciate having it called Fart Hands.
Okay. Well, as long as we don't upset him. I promise not to sabotage this one like I did a week ago with the Booker, because we need this guy. We have to have him.
The Friday Top 5 comes up a little bit later on. Last week it was the most embarrassing moments. This week Joe selected the broadest topic possible, 5 things.
Yeah.
I think that was just it. Wasn't it, Joe? Is that too narrow?
Too narrow.
It was top 5 specifically, but not specifically the top 5 things in your life that made you a nerd, a redneck, or gay.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I usually come up with these kind of in bits and pieces. They come to me from the time the person says the topic to the time we actually start doing the bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have all 5 of mine for the embarrassing thing last week until right before we started.
I'm still short one.
I'm short too.
Yeah, me too.
I've got a nerd one. I've got a gay one. And 2 redneck ones. Actually, you know, it just hit me. I have 3 redneck ones with the possibility of even shuffling those or replacing one altogether. I think I'm okay.
We'll all work it out. That's coming up later. Should be good, even though we're busting Joe's chops about being broad. Meanwhile, a lot of stuff going on. We got to get to. It seems like there might have been some corruption in New Jersey. We'll talk about that.
Everyone in the state was arrested.
Wow. But the coolest story I saw yesterday, and the funny thing is, he pitches for a team that I'm not particularly fond of. I really don't like the White Sox. Having grown up a Tigers fan, their chief rivals in his game that he pitched, Mark Burley, yesterday, ended up really helping the team that would be the rival of the team that I root for, but it was still awesome to see. Mark Burley threw the 18th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. Of the big things that happen in baseball, often enough that people keep track of them, that is the most statistically rare, I believe. I mean, guys hit for the cycle. There's 2 or 3 of those a year.
Yeah.
You know.
There have been some amazing things in baseball, but to me, this sounds impossible because that means you retire everybody. You get 27 straight outs. And I remember the pitcher Kenny Rogers doing it. Didn't you say Cone did it? David Cone did it?
Pretty sure. Yep, for the Yankees.
Okay. Well, I know for a fact Kenny Rogers did it. Perfect game. I think Len Barker back in the early 80s for the Cleveland Indians did it. Don't ask me why I remember that because I'm not a big sport guy. I was then. Mm-hmm. I actually did follow this stuff kind of like you do.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. 27 straight outs. We've got tons of audio from this deal.
I just happened to turn on ESPN yesterday. My wife and I were sitting there talking, and I turned the TV on, and it happened to be on ESPN right as they were saying, Mark Burley going for a perfect game in Chicago's South Side, and they sent it over, and they actually aired the coverage of the Chicago White Sox broadcast team.
Yeah.
And my wife, who could care less about sports, as it's happening, I'm explaining the historical significance to her, and I'm pointing out that, God, listen to the crowd swell on every pitch. Everybody's on their feet.
Yeah.
How big of a deal this ordinary middle-of-July game turned into because of just what was happening. It was pretty impressive.
Okay, we got a bunch of sound for this because we are your sports leader. We've got a
I have my own sports show that I was on last night.
That's right.
Yeah,
you were on ESPN. What was the show called? Heart Like a Wheel?
Close. That's the Shirley Muldowney story. I think what you're thinking of is Feel Your Heart Race.
Feel Your Heart Race. It was. And so I can't wait to get into that piece. That is a 21-second clip from that show. We'll get to that a little bit later on.
Too short.
But this first one is Mark Burley. Where is it? Hold on. Obama. There it is. The montage, 56-second montage of all the last 3 outs of this perfect game thrown by Mark Burley.
Call your sons, call your daughters,
I'm going to count the cliches.
Your friends, call.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just going to say that as they went into the 9th, the announcers noted a couple of defensive replacements put in by Ozzie Guillen, the manager of the Chicago White Sox, and one of them is a center fielder who was put in at the start of the 9th inning named Dwayne Wise, and his name is pertinent to this 9th inning broadcast.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors. Mark Burley has a perfect game going to the 9th. That ball hit deep into left center field. Wise back, makes the catch.
Wow. And this was a crazy catch. This was a catch that he jumped up and it was a home run. If his glove is not there, the ball's over the fence.
Yeah,
it's a home run.
At least his elbow was at the top of the fence, and he took the ball back from out beyond the fence and brought it back in.
And not only did he bring it back in, but then he opens up his glove, and the ball pops out of his glove while and if it does hit the ground, it's not an out. He hasn't hung on to it long enough, right?
That would have been a live ball.
And it pops out, and then he catches it again as he's stumbling to the ground.
Yeah.
And that whole business of you hear the crack of the bat, and then you hear that that crowd in Chicago go, oh, because they know it's a smash.
Oh, yeah, and everybody was like, oh, there goes the perfect game. There goes the no-hitter. That's a home run.
That shows how hard it is. And then Burley, I saw a camera shot of him reacting to that ball and how it was hit, and he was like, uh-oh, there it goes. He knew it. And he knew it.
It was interesting watching because normally the players would celebrate a little more because the guy made a spectacular catch regardless of scenario as far as the pitcher having a perfect game or a no-hitter. The catch he made was spectacular, but they kind of just high-fived and threw the ball in relative to how they'd react normal because they all know something bigger's going on.
That ball hit deep in the left center field. Wise back. Makes the catch! What a play! Dwayne Wise makes the catch! What a play by Wise! Mercy!
Who is this puker?
He is a huge puker.
Mercy!
Might be Hawk Harrelson.
He's like, back. Mercy! Call your sons and call your daughters.
Mm-hmm. He's an institution.
He sucks ass.
Yeah. I don't like the way he sounds either.
Mercy!
Under the circumstances, one of the greatest catches I have ever seen in 50 years in this game.
Do you order food like that?
I bet he does.
I'll have a corned beef on rye, just a bit outside. Mashed potatoes on the side, and maybe a Coke. Jeez.
He gone! One to go!
Second out.
All right, second out.
Alexei! Yes! 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 History!
To the announcer's credit, when the final out was up at the plate, they didn't speak. Neither of them spoke for any of the pitches. And so you could really feel the tension building. Every pitch, the crowd would swell. And because the first pitch was a called strike, everybody just went bananas. Then it was, I think it went to 2-1. And then the guy swung and hit the grounder to the shortstop. And for a second, he got a pretty good swing on the ball. And it seemed like just for a second that you thought it might poke through the infield. And when he made the play and then he made the throw, that's when they, as you heard, went bananas.
Well, that was the first right thing he did. This sucked.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors.
All right. Steve writes from the producer's booth that every time he sees something like this or a no-hitter, it makes him really want to like baseball again and be a fan. You mean you're not ordinarily?
I used to be. When I was a little kid, I was a big fan.
Yeah.
And then after the strike...
Oh, you're not over the strike?
94. I don't know. I just never really got back into it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been 15 years. It's time to move on. Probably okay. It's not even the same guys playing anymore. It's different people.
I just don't like it anymore.
Time to move on. All right, here's a couple clips from Mark Burley. This one, he says he can't believe he threw a perfect game.
Yeah, I still can't. I mean, the no-hitter, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Because he did that once before, too.
Yeah, I said I'd never throw a no-hitter. Never thought I'd throw a perfect game. Never thought I'd hit a home run. So I've said, never say never in this game because crazy stuff can happen.
Mark Burley on when he realized he might be able to pull it off.
From the get-go, obviously every inning, you 3 up, 3 down. But I think, get to about the 6th or 7th inning, you kind of, all right, I've got 6 to 9 outs left, whatever's left, and you have a chance. But, obviously you start to get tired. I think adrenaline starts to kick in by then to get you through. But, it's like I said, no-hitter, you can't let the crowd get you too amped up. You've seen there's a couple of them I was trying to throw fastballs in, and, they're pretty high. So, I was just getting a little amped up.
Now, President Adorable apparently called.
Yeah, because he's a huge White Sox fan.
Yeah, he found out on his way. He was on his way to Cleveland or something.
He was going to the Cleveland Clinic.
On this clip, It says it's only a one-sided conversation, but the president called Mark Burley to congratulate him.
Hello? Yes. Thank you, sir. It was. You surprised me by doing that. You said you were going to. I thought it was just going to be an all-star maybe with the little socks in them on it. But
I love your blue jeans.
Thank you very much. Yep. I'm still in shock.
Wow. That sounded very awkward.
I like your musk. I like your musk.
Maybe when you're not president. Get a place together. That's what I was going to say is get a place together. Just said it faster. Crazy.
At least you were thinking the same.
It was like I was in my wind-up and then you called time. I'll just throw it to the plate anyway.
Fans react.
This was awesome. I'm definitely a Chicago fan. The stadium was loud. It was blasting.
It was amazing.
That's the best game I've ever been to. Tremendous game, playoff atmosphere. We're walking out and the guy said, hey, they make movies about games like this.
Words can't describe it. It was one of the most amazing.
It's the best game ever. You couldn't ask for more. I paid $10,000 to get in that game, and I did.
Feelings. I mean, to have a ticket that's something in the history making is quite amazing.
It was.
What? What did they have a special gate for stupid people to leave where they have cameras?
No kidding.
Hold on.
What's the deal?
Feelings. I mean, to have a ticket that's something in the history making is.
That's something in the history making.
Now it's time to go back to my trashy Southside home and beat my wife.
It's quite amazing.
It was incredible. The crowd was incredible. The vibe was incredible. I feel very honored to have been here. That's just awesome.
You don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe he threw a perfect game on Section 8 Housing Day.
It's Cabrini Green night here at the old ballpark.
I like how Joe plugs his nose when he does his impression of Southside guy.
You get to see Joe's unique, I'm better than you, I'm from the different part of Chicago attitude here.
Go on to my trashy Southside home and beat my wife.
Everybody bring your extra Marlboro Miles and Camel Cash. You can trade them in for tickets here at Comiskey. U.S. Cellular.
I love when your Chicago personality comes out, Joe. It's perfect.
1-800-947-3979. Was pretty cool. And the fact that there's only been 18 of those.
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
I mean, and the crazy thing about it, they put the guy into center field, and right away the first dude hits one a mile.
Oh, yeah.
And he has to jump into the 15th row to pull it back, and then drops it, and then catches it again.
Yeah, it was spectacular. The second out of the ninth was actually pretty awesome as well, because it was Burley was behind 3-1, 3 balls, 1 strike. Got it back to 3-2, and then threw a pretty big bender, a big curveball for that third strike. And obviously, you throw a curveball, you've got pretty good stuff. You throw a curveball on a 3-2 count because there's a good chance you can miss the plate and walk him.
And then the announcer putting it all in perspective.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors. Mark Burley has a perfect game going to the ninth.
I bet you that's written down on like a piece of paper in front of him.
I bet it, yeah. Might even be his trademark saying.
Call everybody.
In case something cool happens, say this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a notepad of cool things to say, and it actually says cool things on the top of it.
It's like that guy, that Florida Panthers announcer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That was mixing in catchphrases.
Yeah. Well, he at least, it seemed like he was intentionally doing that.
Yeah, I don't think this guy knows better.
I mean, you got that dork from the Penguins who throws things out of left field and says, scratch my back with a penis or whatever.
I think he says hacksaw.
I can't
But
stand
I haven't heard all
guy.
of his broadcasts, so he may in fact say penis.
He says it. Scratch my back with Mario Lemieux's penis. I hate that guy.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. It is the I can't wait to talk about blank segment, whatever might be on your mind. Like we said, you can jump after that. ESPN finally started to report on the Ben Roethlisberger case yesterday after Ben Roethlisberger had a press conference to announce that he was not guilty, which, of course, is exactly what you would have expected.
I did not sexually assault Andrea McNulty. Saturday was the first that I learned of her accusations.
And the first day I learned to read.
Her false and vicious allegations are an attack on my family and on me. I would never, ever force myself on a woman. I'm going to fight to protect my family and my
right to party.
Reputation. I'm not going to discuss my private life or this civil case in the media. I'll respond to their outrageous allegations.
What are you doing now?
What's going on?
I assume you mean any more after this.
Right, after.
In the appropriate forum.
My face is fat.
I have an obligation to our fans, to my teammates, to my coaches, and everyone in the organization to remain focused on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I will do that. The allegations against me are reckless and false. As much as I'd like to answer everyone's questions, I'm going to respect the legal process, and I am confident that the truth will prevail. Thank you.
And now I'm going to eat.
It's Big Ben.
You know, I like to hear him talk about being reckless, with the hindsight of him riding his motorcycle with no helmet into that lady's windshield.
Oh.
That was also, in fact, well, actually, it wasn't reckless. It was wreck.
Mm-hmm. You got that bit, Joe? Ben Roethlisberger's PSA?
About the motorcycle safety.
We'll see if we can look that up and come back with that in the next minute and a half or so.
Do you know who Christine Brennan is?
No.
As Joe looks for that. She's, I bet you'd recognize her if you saw her. She writes for the USA Today. She's been, she's on ESPN Sports Reporters.
Brunette?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've probably seen her.
Okay.
Maybe didn't know it was her, but she's pretty good broadcaster.
Okay.
She was on a sports talk show with Biff and some other guy, Biff and Lefty or something like that. And they asked her about the Aaron Andrews thing, and she carefully said no one deserves what she got, referring to the fact that someone recorded her through, without her knowing while she was in her hotel room.
Right.
But then she said, but then again, you can't be surprised. And then she went on to not sort of imply, but imply that Aaron Andrews sort of asks for it by using her good looks to get ahead.
What? She
and I thought, well,
that.
that's
how did it sound?
If a man said that would be, frankly, really offensive because it'd be like saying, well, she deserved it. Look at her. That used to be.
If that's the case, that's jealousy.
Well, that's.
Yeah, I think she did it.
And Brennan went on to, she went on to say, this would never happen. There are plenty of great reporters. And then she said, Aaron Andrews is just a little too touchy-feely with her interviews.
Oh, boy.
And so, you'd never see a great like Michelle Tafoya or Susie Kolber or Andrea Kramer. No, she never referenced her.
Yeah, she wanted to, though.
Well, even if they're, whoever it happened to, this didn't happen to her because, it's more likely to happen to someone who's attractive,
of course,
but not because she asks for them to do that. It's not like she's, like she's attractive, but when she's doing stuff on the sidelines, she's not dressed like a whore.
No, she's very sensible.
I think she dresses normal.
Like a sideline reporter would dress.
And she comes across, I don't know that she's the best sideline reporter, but I've seen others that were a million times worse. She comes across as being very knowledgeable.
I think she is no worse or better than any of them. I think that all the ones you mentioned, Kolber, what was the other one?
Andrea Kramer, Michelle Tafoya.
I think that they are all very good. That is what I will say. I don't think any of them, I don't think one is better than the other. In fact, I don't think there is a male or female sideline reporter that's better than another. You're either good or you're not good.
Right.
I don't look at any of them and go, oh, now that one is really good. Now, if you are the type of sideline reporter that's so natural and laid back, you're able to pull something out of the person you're interviewing that the other person wouldn't be able to. That may make them great. I haven't seen that. But they're all fine. What the hell? You're a sideline reporter. It's not like anybody cares the hell they do anyway.
Yeah, they all ask the same question anyway. What are you going to do different in the second half?
How do you
it's
adjust?
A terrible job.
Yeah,
it's a difficult job.
You can't. I haven't seen a sideline reporter who's ever asked a pertinent question.
I can name a bad sideline reporter who's not doing it anymore. Eric Dickerson. Remember when he was the sideline reporter for Monday Night Football? Yeah. He was the worst. He sounded like he was reading something that was written in Arabic, and he had never seen it before.
All right. We got this Ben Roethlisberger thing, or do you want to go to the phones?
Go ahead.
All right. This is Ben Roethlisberger from our friends Paul and Young Ron after he smashed his motorcycle. Okay, here you go.
The following public service announcement regarding motorcycle safety is brought to you by the Pittsburgh Steelers and quarterback Ben Roethlisberger.
This is Ben Roethlisberger. Are you considering driving a motorcycle without a helmet? You're crazy if you do, because you get hurt. I don't want to get hurt no more, Mommy. Let's throw the ball around. Go for a pace. I don't like a motorcycle. Scary. Don't like a motorcycle. Let's go play. Let's go play, Mommy. Mommy, the ball. I'm going to win the Super Bowl again, Dadu. Dadu, Super Bowl. I like Super Bowl.
I think we need to call Paulie and have him do the press conference in Ben Roethlisberger voice.
Gosh, that's great. I love that. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of mileage out of that one.
Very good.
The funny thing is, because that was something that was shared with us by as Zane said, our friends Paul and Young Ron. He actually said, "Hey, if anybody wants to steal this, go ahead." And we get it by email. And then we see him a year later, and we go, "Hey, we really like that. We played it a bunch of times." He goes, "Really?" Yeah, we barely played it.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't.
No Super Bowl.
He goes, apparently the people of Miami didn't think it was funny, but the people that listen to you guys did think it was funny.
I don't like a motorcycle. Scary.
So since then, everything we've done has been a bit that didn't work in Miami that works for us.
Mm-hmm. So thanks.
That's not true. This is Ruby in Maine. Hi, Ruby.
Hey.
How's it going?
Oh, not much.
Hey, Ruby, Steve warned us
I had
that
my
you got a lot of...
birthday yesterday.
Yeah? Yeah.
I just turned 26, and I'm really bored today because I have court and crap.
You have court and crap.
I assume you're probably a lawyer or a judge.
Yep. How is
No.
Lawyer work going for you?
What do you got to go to court for?
I've got to go to court for PFA. Ugh.
Public service announcement?
What is PSA, Ruby?
Protection from abuse.
Oh,
Well, actually,
that
I knew
is
this was
terribly
gonna be
protection
unfortunate.
from abuse. It's more like registry.
That's the end of this.
Mm-hmm. Boy.
Once you get
You expected that, didn't you, Steve?
Once you get the crazy one on, they get one swear word before you dump and hang up.
Most we might give a little bit of a leeway, but we had known going into that call that Ruby was crazy. So that's usually fun.
If you're in or around Portland, Maine, be sure to check the dockets for the courts today, and you may be able to find a good time story of a judge reprimanding someone for coming to court in a less than clear-headed fashion.
Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. Somebody tried bringing a gun into the courthouse, a crazy lady named Ruby. Film later.
The youngest person in America named Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
I would say that's probably true.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Hell, at this point, maybe the oldest person in America named Ruby.
The only person named Ruby.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ruby.
1-800-947-3979. Let's go to somewhere else in New England. This is Ted in New Hampshire. Hi, Ted.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Not bad. What do you say?
Hey, I was just thinking back to that Aaron Andrews thing that has nothing to do with the peephole video, but on July 4th there was an incident where she was being cut to from the studio where they went to her on a baseball game, and she actually was looking to her left and she was arguing with somebody while she was live on the TV, and I just thought that was kind of funny because it when the whole thing started, it brought up who she was, and I knew exactly who she was, but I haven't seen the video, obviously. That was just interesting.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was interesting to no one who heard you talking.
That's super interesting.
That is the most interesting thing revolving around sports that I have ever heard.
Wow,
Joe,
cool story, horrible bitch.
Joe, would you check with Steve and see if there are any other callers who could make us aware of any other times that Aaron Andrews has been on TV and also has talked towards a camera?
I don't even know if I can think about any of those topics
Steve's
anymore.
not even in the booth. He quit.
It's like that guy took his voice, made it into a gun, and shot my head off.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Guys, last weekend, something really interesting happened to me.
Yeah.
I went to my grandma's house.
Uh-huh.
And I was flipping through the TV guide because only old people get TV guide. And so I'm looking at it, and on Tuesday there was a listing for a sports show, and it used Aaron Andrews' picture because she was on it.
My God.
I mean,
it's weird.
I thought that was like really weird
when this stuff starts to come together like that.
Well, it's interesting because, with this whole Aaron Andrews thing, guys, the fact that she was videotaped, in this awful fashion, seedy, gross stuff, hidden camera. I know somebody named Aaron, and it's a guy, Aaron.
Yeah.
And I just found that interesting, and I wanted to add that, and I wanted to share that with you, that I know someone named Aaron, and I know that relates completely with this story.
It's like you're a celebrity.
That person's name is Aaron Andrews. So
yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've had some show code stuff that I wasn't going to tell for a while, but kind of seems like I should share it right now.
Hey, that's a great call. Seriously, best ever.
At least I have.
Yeah.
Stayed in a hotel before and also changed clothes.
Okay, that's exactly the same, and it fits perfectly with this subject matter. That is a wonderful connection that you have made to further this story of Aaron Andrews. Steve is frustrated beyond belief at the first two calls that he has put on the air today, aren't you, Steve?
Everyone today is stupid. I had a guy call and ask if we were still giving out free ice cream cakes. Were we ever giving out ice cream cakes?
We are today.
Yeah, we are.
You didn't know?
That's the big thing.
You guys
We just
didn't
got a
tell
new
me.
sponsor.
Like Aaron Andrews.
We were supposed to give them away to anyone who calls and asks for them. Call him back and tell him to go to the store and just take one.
Yep.
And
I
then,
feel terrible.
Yep.
and then
terrible.
show them his free ice cream cake card and everything's okay.
Yep, it's from Ice Cream Cake America. They're the big new
gosh.
corporate sponsor for the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
Matthew in Albany joins us. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, love the show, guys.
Thanks, man. We love the shoe also.
I had a proposition for you guys. I'm thinking of, what if you took a famous sports player from most of the American sports, like a NASCAR driver, a baseball player, maybe a football player, and you put them together, and you make them watch a cricket game. And then you take the best 30 minutes of it, and the guys have absolutely no idea the rules to cricket. And you make them watch the entire game, and you put it together, and you take the best 30 minutes of it, and you get like John Madden, but beforehand you get everybody pretty much wasted on tequila or something.
Wow.
And you just take the 30 minutes from it.
Mm-hmm. That's something. Tell us more.
I think what would make your TV show a hit is if at the end, after they came back from their last commercial break, they all murdered you.
That would be zany. Thank you, Frank Nuthut.
Thank you, Matthew.
That is.
And then after they watch cricket, okay, you with me? Cricket, they're watching it. Guys that don't know how cricket, take them to the fair. You put them on the scrambler, okay? They're on the scrambler, just spinning around. And then you get off. Then you clean a stranger's garage.
Followed only by the climactic conclusion, tickle fight.
And then you eat clams.
What is going on? I mean, seriously. Do you
I
think
don't
he
know.
did that on purpose? Or do you think he'd been sitting on
No,
that
he
one?
actually called before the other ones.
Yeah, no, he had that idea. He thought that he's a programming genius is what that guy is. He should work in TV.
He's going to end up getting a development deal.
That was the program director of the Corpus Christi radio station that we used to be on.
I think it might have been.
That's who it was. The Sportier Than Thou Challenge comes up next.
Thank God.
I'm liking my chances today.
Thank God something different is coming up.
164 wins, 14 losses all time. If you want to play, 1-800-947-3979. Could be, I think it is actually your second to last chance to get qualified to win the refurbished laptop from thirdorb.com. If you get through and you beat me today. So that's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Okay, so you really do a good job at tossing off those kids.
Hey, I did some pretty good distance.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
In a moment, the Sportier Than Thou Challenge, and then later, for those who missed it, I assume that number is very low, the people who would have possibly missed my premiere episode of my brand new hit NASCAR TV show, Feel Your Heart Race.
Feel Your Heart Race, that premiered, and it was just about the fan experience of NASCAR, yes?
It was all about, it
was just a fluff
You know what it
piece.
was? It was ESPN doing an advertisement because they're carrying NASCAR.
Okay,
and it
yeah.
was meant to catch people that watch NASCAR, sort of, and get them fired up for NASCAR's coverage on ESPN.
Now, because they only do half the season? Or do they do the full season?
Part of the season, yeah.
Okay. Now, I haven't seen it, and we'll be able to watch it as well as the audience will be able to get the audio,
Yep.
and then we'll be able to post the
It's
video.
Yep, it's already up there.
It's already up there.
Yep, at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's a sports thing, and you're a expert on sports trivia, as we all know.
That's right. Also, you'll find out an expert on cliches.
Oh, is that okay? We have the clip of Free Beer on ESPN. It's like roughly, they used about 12 and a half seconds worth. Did they include I don't even want to know.
It's about 20 seconds.
Okay, good.
Two clips.
I don't want to know anything.
Though it seemed as though there would only be one for most of the episodes. Sportier Than Thou Challenge, 164 wins, 14 losses all time. The format is very similar to the old TV show Win Ben Stein's Money. Clint in Nashville joins us. Hi, Clint.
Morning, fellas.
What up?
How you doing, buddy?
Clint.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Okay, pal. How do you feel so far?
A little nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous.
Different on the phone.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be
Okay.
fine. Just remember, you get to pass. If you don't know the answer, the guys will come back to it. If you don't know the answer, it's best, speaking from experience, to pass quickly rather than sitting there trying to think of the answer, because it just wastes time on questions you may know down the road.
Yeah.
We'll have the same 10 questions. I will be isolated in the hallway. I will not be able to hear the questions, nor any of your attempts or your answers, okay?
10-4.
All right, Clint. Good luck, buddy.
All right, man. Reber is walking out of the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is coming in. Hello, Broseph.
Hey.
Growing a beard? You just forgot to shave. Lazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Decision mode.
Yeah.
Not quite sure yet.
Okay. Well, I guess it's all systems go, Clint. We're all set, ready. We got these 10 questions for you. Just do your best, all right, buddy?
All right, come on with it.
Are you going to the Think Fast game show, by the way, when we visit Nashville in a week?
Yeah, I got a bunch of dumb friends, so that wouldn't work out.
Well, no, you don't necessarily even have to play. You can just go and enjoy the show, because it really is a good time to, even if you're not playing, to just sit there and enjoy it and watch it. And you don't have to pay to. That's free. Just go in and drink.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the drinking ain't free, but...
Sounds good.
All right.
You're not going.
Yeah, I can tell.
No, he's not. He's humoring it.
Don't lie.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right.
All right, Clint, here we go. Who does NASCAR driver Juan Pablo Montoya drive for?
Pass.
Name the first team that signed Kurt Warner to a contract back in 1994.
St. Louis Rams.
No. What team did Phillies manager Charlie Manuel manage before taking over the Phillies?
Pass.
All right. How many majors has Tom Watson won?
3.
No. What college did now United Football League quarterback J.P. Losman attend?
Pass.
Okay. How many times has Tim Tebow been a Heisman Trophy finalist?
3.
No. What football team did one of the all-time loser quarterback bust Heath Schuler retire from the NFL with?
Pass.
Oh. What was the one NFL team that Marcus Vick played one NFL game for before quitting football?
Marcus Vick. Jeez. Pass.
Before the current Washington Nationals baseball team were the Washington Nationals, who were they?
Time.
Oh, damn it. Just, jeez.
That was pretty good.
You got
what
the,
can I say?
Yeah.
I sucked it up.
Well, you only technically got 3 wrong.
Yeah.
So.
And I really like that long pronounced.
Glad you're not coming to the game show.
Yeah. You stay away. You'll kill somebody on the road.
Ugly voice.
Ugly voice.
There it is.
Wow.
Well, Joe chiming in.
Joe is on point today, razor sharp.
Yeah.
I expected some anger.
All right, Clint. Expected anger. All right, Clint, you hang on, okay? We like you, even though you are stupid, okay?
Thank you, brother.
Hold on. Don't go anywhere. We want to beat you up some more. Joe, could you please go get El Matador for us, please? He's way far away. Yeah. Is the hippie on the air?
Nope.
Ah, boy. Okay. So there's Barnaby screaming back. Whatever, hippie.
Where the hell is he? There he is. Man, he was a ways away.
All right.
Okay.
You know what? There's a lot of margin for error in these questions. You know what?
I believe it.
I was reading them. Did you think that, too? That there's a lot of stuff about very pertinent people and popular people and topics, but and some even current events, but
they're pretty hard.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they are pretty hard.
I've heard a lot easier ones before. That was difficult.
Okay.
All right, Clint.
I'll do my best.
You just sit tight there, and we'll do this. Here we go. Who does NASCAR driver Juan Pablo Montoya drive for?
Ganassi. Chip Ganassi.
We'll see. Name the first team that signed Kurt Warner to a contract back in 1994.
Green Bay.
Yeah. What team did Phillies manager Charlie Manuel manage before taking over the Phillies?
Pass.
How many majors has Tom Watson won?
7.
No. What college did now United Football League quarterback J.P. Losman attend?
Tulane.
Yeah. How many times has Tim Tebow been a Heisman Trophy finalist?
Twice.
Yeah. What football team did one of the all-time loser quarterback busts Heath Shuler retire from the NFL with?
The Washington Redskins.
Nope. What was the one NFL team that Marcus Vick played one NFL game for before quitting football?
Miami.
Yeah. Before the current Washington Nationals baseball team were the Washington Nationals, who were they?
The Montreal Expos.
Yeah. In his first 3 years with the New York Yankees, Hideki Matsui missed how many games?
0.
Right.
Time.
Okay. That's pretty good, actually. 1, 2, 3. I got 6 with the possibility. I think 7. That first one, that Ganassi. Do you think I should take that? The team is Earnhardt Ganassi, according to the Wikipedia site.
Not if it's Earnhardt Ganassi.
Do you know, is this?
Well, it was just Ganassi, and then the two teams combined this season, so.
Okay, well, technically it is Earnhardt Ganassi then. I think that we'll just have to give an X on that one.
If you had given me an hour and said that's not complete, I wouldn't have gotten the rest of it.
It doesn't matter. You did very well, considering I thought those were pretty tough
I
questions.
mean, it was pretty close.
Who did Charlie Manuel manage? Cleveland?
Yes, it was
Damn
Cleveland.
it.
Hold on,
Should've
we'll
get to
review
that.
in a second. We got to stay close to protocol here.
Okay.
Because normally we determine whether or not you won.
Yeah, because we haven't actually said.
You don't know. You don't know if you won.
I felt pretty confident that I did.
Yeah, Clint, how many did you get right?
I definitely got 0 right.
0.
You got 0 right.
I mean, technically, he only got 3 wrong, but that's because he passed on 6.
Well, I guess you took my advice to pass if you didn't know the answer, though.
He did.
Took that to heart. I never thought of using that as a strategy before, but apparently that could work.
Yeah.
Clint, you don't know a thing about sports. What made you... No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You
I don't know anything about sports, and even I knew the Montreal Expos question.
What do you know about sports? In fact, give us a nugget, would you please, at this time?
Just
tell
some
us
fact of sport.
Enlighten us with a sporty thing that you'd hear on your local top-rated AM sports talk show. Go ahead. You're
all
the host.
right. I'm dumb.
No, you're not.
No, give us we want a factoid.
Yeah, give us a factoid.
Factoid. That's tough.
A fact.
Anything.
Babe Ruth pitched before he ever batted.
That is a good fact.
Well, you are,
you are a wizard.
You are quite good at sports.
You are clearly qualified to do a sports talk radio show. That is a fact.
You're a little overqualified,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah, you do know a little too much.
Clint, thank you for playing.
Hey, thank you all.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Let's go over the answers that you missed.
Okay.
You got the Packers, right? Kurt Warner.
I did.
Yeah.
Cleveland Indians, we already covered that. Watson won 8. How'd you know that J.P. Losman goes to Tulane? How do you know that?
I believe he went to USC or UCLA before that and then transferred.
Oh, my gosh.
Still.
Heath Shuler played his final games with Oakland.
Of course he did. That's where people go to end their career when they have given up. They've been given up on by the rest of the league.
And then the Marcus Vick one, who, by the way, in reviewing his Wikipedia, he's a worse person than his brother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bunch of problems while he was still at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Frank Beamer kicked him off the team. Said, you know what, we've had it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and that was considering he was the younger brother of the greatest player to ever play at Virginia Tech. That's pretty wild.
And that's it. You got the rest right. So that's that.
Don't forget you're invited to the Chevy Open House. You can get into a new Chevy with low, straightforward pricing on the remaining 08 and 09 models. Simple. The price on the tag is the price you pay. Go to Chevy.com/open house for details. Up next, we'll have some audio from the interview that I did when we were at Daytona with Cat Footwear for the Daytona race in February that ended up getting used by this company that put together this show last night on ESPN2. It's silly. That's on the way next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
How you doing, sir? How's the family holding up?
I'm great. My family's doing pretty good.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
We'll get to what Hot Wings thinks in a moment. Hot Wings, what's your topic?
The birther movement.
Oh, good.
You guys familiar with that?
No. I am.
What is an
people
overview?
Who are still clinging on to the concept that Barack Obama's birth certificate is not real and that he is not a U.S. citizen?
Uh-oh. Wow.
Yeah, it's this nice, big, strong movement.
It is, huh?
By a bunch of idiots.
It is, huh?
I might be giving away where I stand on it. It's coming up.
It does get a lot of
I don't care.
a lot of attention.
It's been gaining momentum.
Really?
Yeah, which is
Amazing,
crazy.
Amazingly.
Well, I
Because
don't
the
care if
answers
it
are
does.
out there.
Even if he doesn't have a birth certificate. I don't care if he was born in Egypt. He's adorable.
That's the thing. I mean, who
He's
cares?
adorable.
He's so cute.
Just after the top of the hour, we had a great amount of fun with this the other time we've done it. And it will return today, and that is, why are you dreading this weekend? For whatever reason it might be. We'll ask you to share that story. Why are you dreading this weekend? Obviously, if it's something stupid like, oh, I have to work Saturday and Sunday, and I don't like my job, that's probably not the interesting level we're looking for. We're looking for something a little bit bigger, sort of a once-in-a-lifetime, like you have to tell someone something, you have to have an interaction, something that would be out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to say that. I think people know that. 1-800-947-3979. The audience has embraced show code over the years and shared things with us we would have never believed, so I'm not concerned. So we're about to share with you the audio, and Zane and Hot Wings will see the video for the first time of my appearance on ESPN2's Feel Your Heart Race.
Yes. And for those of you who go to the website often, if you go to freebeerandhotwings.com, Steve has grabbed a snap still from the video segment of what we in this room are about to view, and what you can too, of Free Beer making one of the most ridiculous faces ever. Mm-hmm. And good job on that, by the way. And it's hilarious.
That is my O face.
It's splashed right on the front of the page. Excellent.
Proof positive that, as we've said many times, no one looks good when you take a still frame while they're talking.
Right.
But frankly, that's as good as I look when I'm trying, so I'm okay with that.
So now I remember this day. It was Daytona 500. The weather didn't quite cooperate with us, so we weren't happy. We were in this massive facility on the infield in a fine RV provided by Cat Footwear, and the gang there from gets together each year, and they have a great time watching the race and just hanging out, fun time. And then afterwards, we headed to what is known as NASCAR ghetto, and the people who stay there refer to it as that.
Right.
These are people who are diehards who come there and they camp, and they build these incredible stands to view the race, like a 1.5, 2 stories high, and then view from far away with binoculars, and then they're right in turn 3, so it's terrific. You get a good roar of them coming around the corner. And then they party. They party like crazy.
Boy, do they.
And there was one place in particular where this guy's been going there for years called Club 3, where it's just a tent. You go there and you drink whatever you want. He serves you beer, and if you're over 21, and he gets by donations. So it's just fun, It's just a great time.
Yeah.
And Freebeer and Hot Wings didn't want to go at the time, and because you were tired. And I actually said, you know what, we're going to be here a while. I might as well join in. So here I was gone. You guys were there by yourselves. And then what happened? A knock on the door, and it's an ESPN film crew, right?
Hot Wings answered the door.
Yeah, Free Beer was. You were in the back somewhere.
Probably eating M&Ms and drinking beer, because that's what I did from the time I got up that morning until we went home. I ate M&Ms and drank beer.
Right. Yeah, and I've been standing for a while, so we're a little bit tired, just waiting for everybody to come back. And so I was sitting in the front passenger seat of this huge RV, just kind of hanging out and watching the TV, just watching the end results and just other things going on. And, I see.
Which, by the way, I couldn't tell you who won that race.
It was, the Walt guy.
Matt Kenseth.
That guy.
I know it was ultra exciting.
A rain-shortened race. He took the checkered flag while leaning on his car with arms folded.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in the front and watching, Sports Center Roundup for the 45th time in a row.
Yeah.
And this crew of guys goes by, and they kind of get about, 5 feet past the RV and sort of stop and back up a little and look into the RV. And I'm looking at them, and it's a little awkward because I don't know why they're looking in there. I don't know if these are just random drunk dudes or what. Mm-hmm. And then guy comes over and knocks on the door. And he goes, "Man, I really like your RV." And I go,
"What?"
Yeah, this all started really weird.
It started really weird, yeah. I mean, and even when they told me what they were doing, I thought they were lying at first.
Yeah.
So they not and
it's the same as all the other RVs.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, I really like your RV,"
is.
And yeah, I mean, there were some really nice rigs there, amazing rigs, and we were in one that was really nice too. But he knocks on the door, but part of it was Ours was the one that had a couple people that were occupying it at the time with the lights on.
That's what he really wanted. He needed some footage.
Because a lot of them were either dark or they were packing up and trying to leave or whatever.
Well, I think he saw the human soundbite through the window.
I think so, yeah.
I got to make this happen.
No doubt. So he knocks and he says, yeah, I like your RV. And I go, oh, yeah, thanks. Are you, big race fan? I go, yeah, we're down here with Kat and, we were watching the race. And, hey, would you mind if we asked you some questions about the race? Is how he put it. And I said, oh, geez, I was barely paying attention. And I'm a casual race fan. I like turning on and watching, but I don't know teams or driver or who changes where or what. And I go, all right, well, I guess I'll let Freebeer do it. So I go, hey, Freebeer, do you want to talk to these guys? They say that they're from ESPN and want to do just a little talk about NASCAR. And I figure you know more about it than I do. So,
So I responded, would I have to stop eating M&Ms? And they said for a minute. And all right.
So they start setting up, and I go into marketing and lighting guy mode while Freebeer is talking to these guys and getting ready. So I'm helping them, position pieces of white paper to reflect light onto Freebeer and the interviewer.
Inside of the RV.
And I'm going, Freebeer, put this hat on.
Yeah, so I take Joe's hat that was signed by Jeff Burton earlier in the day, and I throw that on. And Hot Wings positioned a cat logo right over my shoulder like a newscaster. And then they had me sit on the couch in the RV in a way that it was sort of like when you're posed for photographs and the photographer says, all right, well, just sit like that for a moment. I know it's not natural, it's not comfortable, but it's the perfect light. So I've got this weirdo who talks too soft, like we're in a movie. Hey, if you could just lean forward a little bit. Holding a piece of paper up, reflecting light on my face, like you said. And they start asking me questions.
That makes a difference.
And so then afterwards they say, all right, well, we need you to fill out all this paperwork. Let me have your cell phone. Let me have your email. If we use this, you'll get a call letting you know. That's all they said. So I fill it all out. Time goes by. Don't hear a word. I assumed I didn't make the cut or whatever. And then last week they called and they said, yeah, we're gonna use it. We need to have you fill out some paperwork again. I'm like, paperwork again? All right. They said, so we can send you the check for $323. And I went,
gosh, they pay you.
I go, okay. And he goes, is that all right? And I go, yeah.
You should have held out. Said $1 million. $1 million is what it's going to cost you to have the human soundbite.
Well, as you'll see, my parts were not exactly essential to the story, so I think I probably got maximum value for what I said.
So in the 20-some seconds that you're speaking, then you watched this back. You've seen this.
I have.
Did you see it on TV or the...
I recorded it and watched it last night before I went to bed.
Did you go, oh, did you shrug? Were you disappointed in yourself?
No, it was pretty cool to know that I was on ESPN2. I'm not going to lie. It was cool. And then
good.
I watched the end to see if my name was in the credits, and when it was, I was like, oh, yeah.
It was?
Yeah, and it went by fast, I had to pause.
Yeah.
Did it say free beer?
No. Oh. No, that would have been awesome, actually.
Okay. Well... you can see this, freebeerandhotwings.com. It's splashed right in the front. Just click on the O-face.
The show itself was shot documentary style.
Yeah.
But so that's really kind of what
commercial.
It is.
It's like a half-hour commercial for NASCAR is what this is.
It sure is. And I was on it twice as they were talking about the various things of NASCAR.
Right.
If it was that easy, my mom would do it. She can turn left. She's a relatively good left turn maker. You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where you can't back out of the stall without running into someone, except they're doing it at 185 to 190 miles per hour, and they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
That's it.
And profound.
Human soundbite.
How deep?
I can't believe you got paid for that.
There's lots of cars, and they go fast, and it's like you're packed in.
It's hard.
Got an email from a listener who said, way to go, free beer, $15 a second, which is about what it works out to.
Oh, my gosh.
If it was that easy, my mom would do it. She can turn left. She's a relatively good left turn maker.
Which is, that not only is, that's hilarious, too. And your mom probably laughed at that.
Mm-hmm. You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where you can't back out of the stall without running into someone, except they're doing it at 185 to 190 miles per hour, and they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
David writes, a parking lot with stalls? What the F, free beer? I thought that was actually fairly
You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where you can't back out of the stall without running into someone.
You know everybody's going to scrutinize everything.
Oh, big
The
time.
fact that you refer to it as a stall.
Before, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. Apparently he thinks so.
I don't think anybody else does call them stalls, but
I just call it a spot.
I call it a space.
A stall is where you put a horse.
John writes, all I have to say is, that's impressive. Can't stop laughing.
Yeah, stall is suspect. I guess at a parking lot you wouldn't park in a stall.
You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where you can't back out of the stall without running into someone, except they're doing
Chelsea
it at 185 to 190 miles per hour, and they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
Is that what you were thinking? The slight word scramble there?
There was,
It sounded
absolutely.
like a little bit of a smish.
There absolutely was.
You combined push each other out of the way and push the others out of the way and got push each other ones out of the way.
I was
you hear that?
I was
I don't know.
very self-conscious when they were recording this not to have word scrambles because I knew that they wouldn't reshoot it and that they wouldn't show me if I was having word scrambles.
Wow.
And then I had one anyway. I probably had a billion.
Push
each other ones out of the way.
All right, let's back it.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
Okay.
You're right.
All right, I hear it now.
Yeah.
On national TV, you showed your retardations.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
Why don't you just let the tires out of the vehicle? And everybody's scratching their head and going, huh.
Or let the air out of the tires.
That was one of the parts that didn't make it in the broadcast.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
2 weeks later, did a man come you over to make model airplanes?
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
And then when they roll down the window, go, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I wanted to have you a great day.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
This one's notable because
I know that.
Where all of the people come from.
Okay.
Come from.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
Either way, she'll spend 3 months behind bales.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
Trying to type on a keyboard while riding in the pickup of a cab.
Is this fun for you?
I don't mind this.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
And you know what else is impressive? My ability to combine words.
I'm going to use the word pass. P starts with pass. Yeah, you're a guest here.
She's marveling, Steve's girlfriend is.
Ballpark Franks.
Video of that crazy dog that goes,
No, that one's too long.
I got to admit, the kid's got chutzpah.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's
Well,
obviously, you guys have your petty jealousies, but the producers at the worldwide leader of sports obviously thought that I was good enough to make the cut and make their special about NASCAR the best special they've ever had. That's obviously coming up. Abortion in school and prayer.
This is a 17-second killer. This is the end all right here. We can do no more after this one.
Okay. Bill Grammatica's injury was a perfect storm of egregiousness.
Egregious. Or egregiousness.
Don't worry, at least no one heard it.
I look forward to me and Jason McElwain being the two dumbest people to win an ESPY ever. Egregiousness.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
On national TV. I like how they put the dramatic music behind it.
Boy, did they.
And they're showing this sweeping footage of the track and them all bunched up and all the craziness going on there. And
it was impressive.
Well, there you go. You can see Free Beer in all its glory.
If you saw the whole special, by the way, you'll note that I was by far the least NASCAR of any of the people on there because I was sandwiched in between people that had 4,000 Dale Jr. replica cars and one guy saying, I haven't worn anything but a Dale Jr. shirt in 20 years.
Oh.
I wear it to church and my weddings and funerals. Dale Jr. Woo!
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Crazy bleach blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
Living in a dream. Pretty wild.
Well, check it out.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwigs.com.
Here's Wings, what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings, what Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. You know who I hate? Birthers. Who are birthers? Well, birthers are the mouth-breathing simpleton followers of a movement that believes that Barack Obama is not a natural-born U.S. citizen and therefore is not eligible to be president, even though every crackpot theory they have ever brought forth has been rejected or proved false. Look, I didn't vote for the guy. I'm not what you would call a supporter, a follower, a worshiper, a believer, or whatever else you might say. However, what I also don't support, follow, or believe is that Barack Obama was born in Kenya and had his birth certificate fabricated as part of some amazingly foresighted plot to get one specific person elected president of the United States 40-some-odd years later. Even more specifically, the first black president, and the first one with a Muslim name, in a time where a majority of Americans are suspicious of all things Muslim. Yeah, great theory. The year was 1961, and Barack Obama Sr., noted America hater and nutty Kenyan, has a plan. And that plan is to impregnate a white woman who will give birth to their mixed-race Muslim-named child in Kenya, who will then be immediately transported to Hawaii under cover of darkness, where a fabricated birth certificate will be waiting for him. This will be important because through a series of seemingly preposterous and yet carefully calculated life stages, this child will then go on to Columbia, then Harvard, then become black president of the Harvard Law Review, a U.S. senator, and then president of the United States so that he can culminate the dreams of his father and bring down the country because he also clearly hates it. Come on, guys. None of that is any more far-fetched than, say, the plot of Wall-E actually happening in the next 5 years. Totally possible. I find it no surprise that all of these birthers talk too loud and apparently have no skill at comprehension.
They stink.
Also, the birther movement has now split into two main factions that don't even like one another. The East Coast faction is led by the guy who started the 9/11 truther movement,
Oh,
of course,
no.
and who apparently fancies himself as an unlikable, friendless Fox Mulder. While the West Coast faction is led by some bleached-headed, speech-impeded tart who lists her job titles as dentist, lawyer, and real estate agent.
Oh.
Who are the window lickers who follow those window lickers? No friends of mine, I'll tell you that. And I think he's already overrated and disagreed with, or rather, and I wrote that poorly.
That was adorable. I want you to know that. I actually feel bad for you.
Would you play that sound that goes...
Yeah, you were so on a roll, and then that. All right.
Try that again. Okay.
Regroup and do it again, even though all momentum is lost now.
And as far as Barack Obama goes, I already think he's overrated and disagree with almost all of the politics of his party. But what I am not, though, is a sore loser who is mad that we have a black man as president. So settle down, panicky jerks. America's gone through rough patches before. It's not falling apart. It's not being taken over. We'll be fine. And like other presidents, if Obama sucks, he'll be sent packing in 3.5 years. Yeah. Also, your movement has a stupid name. If you're going to concoct a pointless crusade, at least coin a better name. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
Joe, would you give us a whop in the background?
Yeah.
Wop, wop.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture. Yeah!
Pretty awesome. You can check out the website, freebeerandhotwings.com. You can see the video of me being awesome on NASCAR's Feel Your Heart Race television. You can see a lot of other videos that we're putting up there. Joe, what did you say to me 90 minutes ago?
Hey, guys, just to be sure, we have to stay on time because hand fart guy has to...
Fart hands.
Fart hands.
Fart hands. He's got to go to work at like 8:05. So
Mm-hmm. How are we doing on that?
Not so good.
Not so good. If we were to end this segment right now,
We'd
we
be on
would
time.
still be 2 minutes late to start the next segment for when Fart Hands was scheduled to join us. Is that true?
It is true. We could call him now.
No, that would just make us more late. So what we're going to do, and I know this is ridiculous, but this segment is going to be incredibly short.
Oh, no. Nothing
Because
we can do. We have no choice.
Look, if
You
you had
gotta
the
get the
choice
Fart
of
Hands.
hearing something awesome right now and missing some of Fart Hands, you would not take that choice. You would
No.
want as much Fart Hands as possible. And we want to give you your recommended allowance of Fart Hands.
We're playing Name that tune with a guy who makes fart noises with his hand. He can play any tune with fart hands.
He insists on being called Fart Hands. That's not true. We've made that name up.
I'm calling him fart hands every chance I get.
Of course you are. Joe, there goes another contact.
Joe, do you have the
Good night now.
sinking feeling as when I played Fat Albert to introduce Al Roker?
You know, amazingly, I think I can let this one slide.
Because it's fart hands.
Yeah, probably not as many associated acts with Fart Hands as maybe Al Roker might have.
One more thing. Did you ever hear anything from the Roker people about when we introduced him, when Freebeer played Fat Albert?
No, they never said it.
Good.
That's right. All right, so with apologies, this segment incredibly short. But the next segment has the promise of Fart Hands. Hello.
Yeah.
I will play some Name That Tune with a guy that can play songs with his hands when they make fart sounds.
Mm-hmm.
That is next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I don't need to know how you are doing anal intercourse.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Barbara Walters on Bruno. Later on, the Friday Top 5. Producer Joe's list. We'll tell you more about that coming up. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Welcoming a special guest right now. Jerry Phillips joins us. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, how you guys doing?
We're great. How are you?
Doing good.
You have a very unique skill that you're going to showcase for us in the next half hour or so, right?
That's right.
You can play, I don't know how many songs, hundreds of songs. Is that fair to say?
Thousands.
Thousands
of songs.
with your hands, making essentially fart sound effects, right?
Exactly.
Oh, can we call you Fart Hands?
You can call me whatever you want.
All right,
Okay, good.
cool. We got that out of the way.
Fart Hands it is.
All right, it's much easier to say Fart Hands. In fact, we've been calling you it all morning and fearful that you'd get pissed off. But clearly a guy who makes fart sound effects with his hands on his...
How seriously can you take it?
Exactly.
By the way, you can check out Jerry's website. We'll mention it a number of times, handmusician.com. So, Jerry, what we're going to do is, if you don't mind, we were going to have you play some songs, and we were going to do Name That Tune. But could you do one that's not on the list, sort of as a warm-up,
your
so we could see it?
What's your new favorite?
What's my favorite?
Yeah,
You know,
what
that always
just-
puts you in a spot, you know?
Well, and any example other than the ones that you're going to play for us in our game that you like to play.
Okay, how about a little Popeye?
Okay.
Yeah.
And for anyone who might be saying, he's faking it, he's doing it with his mouth or something, you can see the videos on YouTube. He is clearly not faking it. How did you start doing this? I suppose anybody could, well, no, that's not true, but you probably stumbled on the noise and then moved
9
on.
years old at a party, and the photographer to shut us kids up said, go like this. So I came back a few minutes later, and I went, and then he said, go like this. And I said, okay. So I got home and found some notes and played some songs, and next thing you know, I'm 40 years older.
Do you play any other instruments? Like,
Well, I
do you,
used to. I gave them up because you had to carry them around.
so
with Fart Hands, you don't need to.
Fart
You
Hands-
just-
I used to play the trumpet and stuff like that in bands in school, and played some little bass guitar, and then I gave it all up when I could do this better than the instruments that I played.
Now, Jerry Phillips joins us. Jerry, you've been on some of the late night talk shows and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Have you ever played with a band that's actually got their own set of instruments and you're just holding your hands up to a microphone?
Oh, well, thousands of times.
Okay.
I sat in with the California Guitar Trio in October, if you know who they are. They're worldwide. And they asked me to play Bohemian Rhapsody with them, which is quite an honor, and that's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
I've seen that one. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Good job.
I believe you can
I
do
got
that.
a standing ovation 30 seconds before the song was over. What a feeling, you know?
Oh, my gosh. And so all these other guys with their guitars, and they're standing clapping for you.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Jerry Phillips, handmusician.com, plays the songs with his hands, fart sound hands.
Mm-hmm.
Fart hands.
Fart hands.
Mm-hmm. Jerry,
Fart hands.
we're going
All
to have you bust out song number 1. We're going to buzz in by saying our name when we think we know what it is, okay?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
We're ready. Free Bear.
Hot Wings.
That is In the Jungle from the Tokens.
I don't know if you can hear us. This might not work out. That's right.
Whoop.
You got it. You nailed it.
In
All
the
right.
Jungle, right?
You got it.
All right. Free Beer has one.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay,
Number
yep.
2. Free Bear.
Oh, go ahead.
That's Beat It.
Yeah.
Look at this. I am way better at Fart Hands Name That Tune than I was regular Name That Tune.
Yeah, you're a genius at this.
All right. Song 3. Fart hands. Go.
I can't concentrate.
I keep picturing a penis doing its thing.
What?
Why would you do that? I don't know.
It's a fart noise. Why are you picturing penises?
I don't know.
That's where they go for him.
It's weird because I thought your farts just went.
Jerry, I don't think we know
No,
that.
we
We
couldn't get that one.
What's the answer, Jared?
Jack and Diane.
No. Now I hear it. No, I don't. All right. Song 4.
Hot Wings. Oh, that's Yesterday by the Beatles.
Hey.
Sure is. Let's hear it.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, Yesterday by the Beatles, right?
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
Number 5.
Eric Zane. Elvis Presley, Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
be cruel.
Excellent.
On the phone with us, Jerry Phillips, handmusician.com. He's playing all of these songs by squeezing the air in his hands. He's making fart sounds with his hands. That's what's going on.
Are we doing 2 breaks with
We're
fart
gonna,
hands?
We're going to do 7 here and 7 on the next one. Is this number 6, Jerry?
Yes, it is.
All
All
right,
right.
buddy. You're doing awesome.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
That sounded like a crazy sax solo at the end.
Boy, there was I was hearing something, but it wasn't quite
Yeah,
registering.
All I could think of was
Brown sugar.
Of course it was. All right. Okay.
I'm going to play it back later on and go, oops.
Yep. That's,
Yeah,
that's
you're
what we're going to
absolutely
do
right.
in hindsight.
all right.
Okay, number 7.
Number 7.
All right.
Stop it!
I don't know that one either.
I don't. Yeah.
All I have to do is dream.
Oh, of course it is. Okay. All right. Well,
Really,
all right. We kind of whimpered to the finish line there.
We started off hot.
Yeah, we started off
Started
good.
out great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jerry, can you hold for another segment?
Sure can.
All right,
All right, buddy. Have some
Excellent.
coffee, relax, and we'll be back.
Jerry Phillips, handmusician.com. This is something that'll be even better when you see it, too.
Yeah, and you can see this during the break if you want. Go to freebeerandhotwings.com, and then you go to the cool links area, and then Steve has put up a link, and you can see fart hands at work.
That's right.
Okay.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
You lame, man! Hey, beat it.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Coming up, we'll tell you Zane's going to tell you about an interaction that happened with him, his daughter, and a guy referred to on the show occasionally as Mike Stockter.
Joe, you don't know what's going down with this, do you? You weren't privy to any of the interactions.
No.
Okay.
No, but I can't wait. This is actually something I cannot wait for. I'm so excited for it.
That's coming up in about 15, 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
1-800-947-3979. We've been talking in the last segment with a guy named Jerry Phillips, whose website is handmusician.com. Jerry can play, any song using his hands, as we referred to it, his fart hands, to make fart sounds, essentially, though it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
Jerry, welcome back. Thanks for holding, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. What's the score here?
I have 3. You have 1, and I think that's it.
I have 1, too.
Hot Wings has 1? Sorry,
yep.
Hot Wings.
All right. Well, Free Beer is in the driver's seat.
Well, like regular Name That Tune, when we used to play regularly, I will probably not get any more.
I don't know.
A quick start. Jerry, you told us earlier that you've been on Jimmy Kimmel. You've done all sorts of things because of this. It's sort of become your thing. But we also know that you have to get into work in a little while. What is your day job, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, if you noticed on YouTube, my name is Gynecologist. I have a gun shop in Waterford, Michigan.
A gun shop?
No kidding.
Okay.
Gynecologist.
There you
all
go.
Right.
There you go.
And a killer stand-up, too. How do you make money on fart hands? Or have you ever made any money?
I've traveled most of the world here in the last couple of years.
So people pay you to do fart hands?
Australia to make commercials. I've been to Tokyo. I've been to
I bet
England,
the Japanese
Germany,
love you.
Argentina, all television shows. And, it's really good.
Wow, well, that's terrific.
Very good. Well, we've got 7 more songs on Fart Hands Name That Tune.
You ready?
We're ready.
Yeah,
number 8.
Okay.
Free Beer.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Joy to the World.
That's it.
That is it.
I bought it.
All right, Free Beer is so on a roll.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Can't concentrate because the comedy.
I know.
Sounds like a...
Give it up?
No, wait. I actually think I know that one. I need you to do it a little more.
Yeah.
It's something by the Monkees.
Nope.
I give up.
Brown, you've got a lovely daughter.
Close. Herman's Hermits,
Okay,
same
here we
thing.
go. Number 10.
All right.
Everything. Crazy Train.
Sure is.
Got it?
Yeah.
We got it.
All right.
All right.
That is 4.
Joe, why were you going crazy in there?
That's not Crazy Train.
Wait, was that not Crazy Train?
No.
Jerry,
no,
you're right.
that was
You're right. It's
Paranoid.
not. Oh, you're right.
Paranoid.
Oh. You're right, Joe.
I have the list.
Oh.
Are you ready?
All right.
That is,
this is number 11.
all right. I did not get that one.
You don't get that.
Eric Zane. Over the hills and far away. Led Zeppelin.
Got it?
Yep, I got that. Over the hills and far away. Led Zeppelin.
Over the hills and far away.
There it is. Oh, boy.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Mm.
That guy's hilarious.
Got that one?
Theme to Different Strokes?
That
No.
would say that one's Crazy
That was
Train.
Crazy Train.
Yeah, I got it. I said it before he said it.
You did.
Look at you. You're on a roll.
All right, I got 3.
Next one.
I can't hear anything.
Hot Wings.
What is it?
Oh, that's Queen. We Are the Champions.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, and now?
How many
the
more we
last
have?
one.
This is the last one.
All right, Hot Wings, you can.
There you go.
I don't think. Eric Zane,
Hot Wings.
wouldn't it be nice? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's 4.
All right.
Jerry, could you give us a little Bohemian Rhapsody? I know you mentioned that one earlier.
You believe we got a standing ovation for this? Must have been
The guitarists were good.
This is terrible.
There you go.
Oh, it's awesome.
Jerry Phillips, handmusician.com. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
man.
buddy.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, buddy. 1-800-947-3979. I like Jerry. That's funny.
I can't believe I got any. I was so distracted by fart noise. All it does is make me laugh. I'm 12.
You think he, like if that were my dad, I wouldn't be able to get him to stop doing it. I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to sit here for 12 hours while you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never get bored of it.
Get up, fart hand.
Yeah.
Eat lunch, fart hand.
Mm-hmm.
Eat dinner, fart hand, go to bed. That'd be the schedule.
Holy cow. How about the fact that he couldn't hear us, it seemed like? Well, yeah, I know he could hear us, but we were asking him a question, and before we finished asking it, he'd start answering it.
Mm-hmm.
He did that about 3 times.
Kind of had his own schedule.
Yeah.
And then, well, he was hilarious, too.
Yeah. Well, his stand-up is pretty good.
Over the hills and fart away.
I've decided I don't like him.
What do you mean you don't like him?
I don't like him based on those negatives I just pointed out.
You don't like him personally?
No. Hot Wings, your thoughts?
Well, he can't help it.
No.
A guy who farts with his hands is obviously going to also excel in puns. It's just the nature of the beast.
Okay.
So you take the good with the bad.
Everybody's bitching about fart hands.
What's the bitch about?
Yeah, I don't know if I could.
On the email?
I don't think I could take fart hands after dinner and breakfast and lunch.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that I would want to sit and listen to it. I'm saying that if that a lot of people who could do fart hands would do that all day long.
I'd punch him in his face.
The audience is not hip, huh?
Well, I think the audience would say we're not hip.
I mean, they're not down with the bit.
No, they hated fart hands.
They hated fart hands.
Could you hate that?
People hated fart hands.
What do you mean you can't hate fart
Look,
hands?
we're not installing this as a new regular segment. This is a one-time thing. There's some novelty to the fact that he can play any song with his hands. His hands make fart sounds.
Let's see. At least it's better than John Boyce Trumpet. It's a reference to another syndicated show.
That is a horrible insult, worse than saying you hate it.
Boyce Trumpet. Right. Don't ever do that again.
Jerry and Mr. Skin need to have a conversation to have a pun contest. That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Coming up, what did sales guy here at the radio station, who's known as Mike Stockter, who's been brutally insulted on the air numerous times, what did he do last night that caused a flurry of emails to be sent back and forth, a wide array of text messages, and left Zane shaking his head and going, what is wrong with you?
And, well, I think everybody was shaking their head.
Yeah.
Because we all looked at each other because when I got into work and I was like, hey, let me tell you about, and as soon as I got that out, you go, we know. You do? And you just start shaking your head. You go, what the hell is this deal? What is wrong with that guy?
It was well, you'll hear, a lapse in judgment.
Oh.
Maybe. We'll get to that coming up. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
These are your sports top topics.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Holy
Pull
moly.
that crazy brain scramble.
Top topics.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
You can hear other great sports talk by me by going to the website, freebeerandhotwings.com, and checking out the clips they used of me on the TV show Feel Your Heart Race last night on ESPN2. Not surprisingly, it is what we expected yesterday, Hot Wings, when we were talking about it. And that is the fact that I was just rambling around, busting out cliches, hoping to be one of the sound bites they chose. Mission accomplished.
And they did.
I'm a dumb sound bite.
There you are.
Don't forget, you can check out the all-new Chevy Equinox with an EPA estimated 32 miles per gallon highway and up to 600 highway miles on a tank It's the most fuel-efficient crossover on the highway. Go to Chevy.com/Equinox. Based on GM Compact Crossover segment, excludes other GM vehicles.
You want to quickly, just so everybody's up to speed, play the montage of the last inning of play for that guy who threw that or that perfect game?
Mark Burley. Yeah, he had the perfect game, the 18th perfect game in Major League Baseball history yesterday as the White Sox were playing in the south side of Chicago against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Didn't you say that they had just put in a new center fielder for his
a defensive replacement?
For his defensive ability, like you just said, and then he made some crazy catch that would have absolutely have been a home run if he hadn't, climbed the wall.
The first out of the ninth inning was saved by the defensive replacement because it was a home run.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors. Mark Burley
Call your guy who's writing your script for your stupid stage setting.
has a perfect game going to the ninth. That ball hit deep into left center field.
Yeah.
Wise back. Makes the catch.
What a play.
Dwayne Wise makes the catch.
I hate that guy.
What a play by Wise. Mercy. Under the circumstances, one of the greatest catches I have ever seen in 50 years in this game.
Jeez.
He gone.
Struck out the second guy. That was a great strikeout, by the way.
There it is. Right
Alexei! Yes! 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 History!
There it is.
Steve or Joe, actually, Steve, could you take his exclamations of yes at the end and mix it out with maybe Meg Ryan and her fake orgasm?
Absolutely.
Or Zane's wife when Taylor Hicks won American Idol?
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
Or me making my creepy sounds that time? Yes!
Okay.
He's going for it, Mix.
Hold on a second. I can have my wife having sex with the baseball
with
announcer.
Hawk Harrelson.
Right there.
Alexei!
Yeah.
Yes! 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 History!
Oh, never mind. That was perfect. That was perfect. That was.
We don't need you to do it. We need it right there.
The fact that he said history and she went woo woo. The only thing missing was look at him.
Oh, look at him!
There it is. Mm-hmm. That is brilliant. In a little while, we'll get to producer Joe's Friday Top 5. He was in charge of picking out the topic this week. Joe, what was your topic again? You always say it so perfectly and eloquently.
I know. Top 5 things that would make you a redneck, a nerd.
Got it again.
Awesome.
But the beauty of this is, no matter how many times we ask Joe to do it, it's going to be the same. Joe, what is your top 5 topic this week?
Top 5. You're a gay. Nerd,
that's Uruguay.
Yeah. Redneck.
By the way, people still really a lot of email from people who loved fart hands.
Yeah, well, no problem. We're glad you liked it.
Now,
yeah, we're going to do it every
week.
Now
there's people who are saying that for having fart hands on, both producers should be fired.
Well,
apparently no one sees the novelty in the fact that he could play those songs. Apparently that's just us. So you would think that we went over and took dumps on people's beds while they were sleeping.
Okay, of course.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Zane, you had a very good night last night, but then also there was a semi-mixture of drama.
Yeah, and I wanted to let this go. And let me just say for the record that well, first of all, there's one person who's has a very, very uptight feeling as I'm about to tell the story, and that would be the one and only Mike Stockter on this show, who we've referenced. He is a salesperson at the radio station and is very, very nice. And we bust his chops all the time on this show.
And he takes it well.
Yes. So, actually, I'm telling this story with some degree of trepidation because he's so stepped in it that I don't want anything weird to happen to him afterwards. You know what I mean?
You don't want someone else to overreact who jumps to their own conclusions or something like that.
So nobody can. So anyone within the sound of my voice, please do not overreact to this. It is a complete misstep, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
I don't either.
Hot Wings knows of this. Steve knows of this. And Freebeer knows of this. Steve's girlfriend knows of this. Meredith. Everybody knows of this.
Everyone but Joe.
Everyone would know.
Joe does.
And everyone but Joe. I got you all. He emailed you all today last night.
I had one last night, yeah.
So when I came in to the studio this morning, I go, hey, guess what? Stop. And I got that far, and you go, we know. He's already doing damage control.
Mm-hmm.
This idiot. You won't believe this, Joe. So we're sitting there. We had a fundraising event for AT last night at a movie theater. Okay, now if you remember earlier in the day, we were doing the discussion about my son with 16,000 text messages.
Mm-hmm.
And we fell into the topic about his girlfriend. He's 14 years old, my son, and he has this girlfriend. She is also the same age. They're in the same grade. And then idiots, Free Beer and Hot Wings, decided that, well, you were involved too. Were trying to make me uncomfortable and awkward by saying stupid things.
After you brought up their postmarital sex.
Don't. You know what? You're going to be in the same position as Doctor, and you don't want to be there.
That's not the same. That's not at all the same.
You're right. It isn't the same.
This is the radio show.
I had brought up that we were talking about them, and I said, oh, yeah, they're going to get married. Yeah, we were just having fun. And then you asked me the question, do you think she's hot? Which I went, what is wrong with you? Clearly, you know, I told you that he listens to the show now, my son, and this is terrible. Knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
I was mortified beyond belief. Mm-hmm. And I responded then the same way as I just did. I was like, oh, come on, you guys. This is ridiculous. And you guys continue to have fun at my expense and his. And it was incredibly awkward, but whatever. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It ended. Didn't even think twice about it. Now, a lot of people commented about the 16,000 text messages at the event last night. Some people said, oh, my gosh, I can't believe that. Your son, man, holy cow, he's a real trooper. I go, yeah, he's going to have to be because as he gets older, he's going to be in the crosshairs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever, no big deal. Well, Stockter is there, and so is my 12-year-old daughter.
At the charity event last night.
At the charity event, who does not listen to the radio show.
No.
Has no idea of the content on the radio show because I don't allow her to listen.
Right.
She thinks I might talk about the baseball game or do a weather report or has no clue of the subject matter. That as a backdrop, she is standing next to me. Idiot is right next to me. Stalker.
And he would know it's your daughter.
She's
right
directly in front of him.
Right. But he had met her before. He would know that it's...
He knows.
It's not just a child.
Right. But again, she's
12
years old. Okay.
Stockter's there with his NPR listening wife. And, well, he looks at me. God, I'm so mad with rage, so red with rage, I almost forget what he said. So, God, did he address her?
I don't know.
This is foggy. So you think Jim's girlfriend is hot? Exactly. Which I never ever said that.
He says that to you in front of
my
Jim's
daughter.
younger sister.
Yeah. So you think
12.
Jim's girlfriend is hot? And I went, no, I didn't. And then as I'm about to say, no, I didn't, I realized who I'm standing next to. And I go, dude, look to my left. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And before he does that, he starts to explain the bit to his wife. Oh. Yeah, Zane was and then I stopped him in his tracks. Go, dude, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand. I mean, at first I thought he was doing it on purpose just to make me up because I never said that.
No,
you guys asked that.
We joked that you said that, but obviously you didn't say that.
Right.
But I think in his defense, he was trying to continue that joke, needle you the way that
it was such a stupid maneuver. And I looked at my daughter, who has this look on her face like, what? And she is all ears. She is as nosy as her mother.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, what? And I go, what he meant was and I had to literally break down the conversation right there.
Oh. That's awkward.
With your 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah, I Jackie, what he meant by that. We were talking, Jackie, about Jim and his 16,000 text messages, and Mr. Freebeer and Mr. Hot Wings were being silly. And they asked me a silly question, which I said no to. I answered no to.
In the lobby with people all around. And
there's people everywhere. And I'm like, I want to strangle him now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he looks at me, and then, so that ends. And then a few moments later, he says, "Oh, man, I'm sorry, man." I just forgot where I was. I go, forget it.
Mm-hmm. So then it was in the past. You guys were joking about it later because none of us were there. Me, Steve's girlfriend, and Hot Wings. I think you were there. You came up and you go, "Guess what this guy did?"
Yeah,
and
you won't believe.
And you busted his chops the same way one of us would bust each other's chops.
Mm-hmm. And
he told the story. And we're like, "What are you doing?"
And
he said,
"You're
"You
so
know,
stupid."
And we even said to Mike, we said, "You know
Yeah.
what? We've all done it. We've all said something like that." And went, "Oh God, out of context, in a different location, that was a terrible choice." And it's true. We've all done that.
Now, if it would have ended there, it would have been just a silly misstep, and we would have went, "Oh, way to go, dummy." Okay. But it didn't end there, Joe, as you suspect, right?
Of course.
It's got. The story has to continue.
Of course. Because now it's a little weird, but yeah, forgotten, like you said.
That by itself, I don't know that we would have brought up. I don't know that you may have brought it up.
It would have been in passing. Can you believe what Stockter did at the movie event last night?
We'd have laughed about it.
And we'd have beaten him up for 2 or 3 minutes, and that would be it. Now, with this next scenario, it moves into prime time. It moves into, we will now dedicate 20 minutes to telling your feeble thought processes.
Oh, my God.
Joe's so anxious with anticipation.
Should we take a break?
No.
No.
No, but Joe, could you go down and move my car?
No. It will stay there.
We see the film feat about AT, Tim Borland, 63 marathons, 63 days. Incredibly moving. We have a question and answer session afterwards. We raised a ton of dough. We gave away prizes. Good fellowship, friendship, and a good time. We leave. I'm in the vehicle on the way home. And from the back seat, this is what my ears picked up from my 12-year-old. "Daddy." "Yes, Jacqueline." "That man made me feel bad." "What? Something in the movie?" "That man made me feel awkward." "What man?" "That man who said that thing about Jim and his girlfriend." I go, "Oh, you know what? That was just silly. Forget it." "No, he said something else."
What?
This idiot walked back up to her and said this. "Hey, when you get home, Jackie, go up to your dad and ask him what he likes most about his son's girlfriend, whether it be her eyes or her hair."
Oh.
Joe, you need to control yourself.
What a creep.
All right. So I went, "What?" And she goes, yeah. And I go, "Oh, boy. Well, I don't want to have to deal with this. I would like to ignore this.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot. Now I thought he did the first one on purpose. What am I to think?"
And I don't think he did the first one on purpose, but the fact that he had time to then, the rest of the time before the film started, to stand around and joke about, so that was a dumb thing. I can't believe I did that. Why you would then later go and compound that, because the timeline, I believe the way it worked out was, this wasn't like he did that right after. He did it after there was discussion about, that was silly. I wish I wouldn't have done that.
So while driving, I definitely texted to Stockter. Quote from my daughter, "That man made me feel awkward." End quote. Good one. She said you brought it up later after the film. She's 12, you stupid F. Rhymes with duck.
I hope to never get a text message from anyone that quotes a child that says, "That man made me awkward," when I am in fact, quote, "that man."
Right.
Now, that's a bad feeling, Hot Wings.
No.
Now, Stockter, then no doubt fashioning a noose to hang himself, responds with, "Sorry, man, just asked her to ask you a question My bad. Won't happen again. Hour later, I feel horrible. Check your email. I check email. This is this long. This is email of all these apologies. I pray we're still friends. And I wrote, of course we're still friends, jerk. I'll talk to you at work about your sweet judgment. Now, I do not want this man in any trouble, shape, or form.
No, that's not why
No, he's just an idiot.
How could someone be that? Is he that stupid?
I don't know. It's a kid.
Help
dummy.
me out here. Help me to understand what his judgment was.
I mean, certainly your daughter knows Hot Wings and I better than she would know him, and I.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't.
She would have thought it was weird if I said that. I think.
Yeah, because when we pick on you on the radio, it's not to put anyone else in your family on the spot. It's to put you on the spot.
Yes. And then,
so by doing that, it's putting someone else on the spot. In
who's
the family.
12?
Who's 12?
Oh, what?
How bad does it get if she goes home and says, "Hey, Jim, Dad thinks your girlfriend's hot." Now you got a whole other problem.
I know it, man.
You don't want to be that dad.
And I think that never crossed my lips.
No,
we
didn't. Asked you one of those questions that can't be answered.
To make me feel stupid and silly and awkward.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Same line as like saying, when did you stop looking at child porno?
Yeah,
There's no good answer.
Right. Yeah. When did you stop sniffing your hand after a poo? You know, I mean, it's like those questions
Never, by the way. I still do it.
It's those questions you can't answer without sounding like an idiot. Unanswerables.
Look at Joe, who, by the way, thank God his mic is off now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's so awkward. He made me feel awkward through your story.
Well, when Jackie brought it up, I went, "What? Wait a minute. That's way different than what I heard." No, Dad, this is later. I go, oh boy.
Do you think it went something like this? Mike was talking to his wife, and she says, "Well, you ready? Hold on, I got to go try out some more hilarious material on Zane's 12-year-old daughter. Wait right here."
I've been working something up, thinking about this during this very emotional film about dying children.
Oh.
Way to go, Shecky.
Yeah. How could what seems to be a rather intelligent woman marry such a stupid man? Is this like, I'm going to try, is she a fixer? Is she trying to fix him?
Oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's why she told him he can't drink anymore.
Yep, she's got Florence Nightingale thing going on is what it is. She's going to fix him because she knows he's broken.
He just goes out of his way to bust out details to your daughter, leaning over, hands on knees. "Hey, little girl. Your daddy plunged a toilet with his hand.
Oh.
Ask him about that later."
That would have been less...
Oh, not even close.
That would have been so weird. I mean, the whole thing was weird. I guarantee you right now he's throwing himself in front of a semi doing 80.
"Hey, Jackie, did you know your dad sleeps nude in a hotel room with Mr. Freebeer?"
Still not bad
Still
enough.
Not the same.
It's not
Still
the same.
Awkward, but
Still
not as bad.
silly. I would just go, cut it out. Cut it out, you knucklehead. That's what I do.
Hey, Jackie, ask your dad all of the slang terms he has for female genitals.
And then make sure
that would be up there, maybe.
Make sure he points at them when he says that.
He holds his fingers like a V up to his mouth and sticks his tongue out. "Jackie, ask your dad if he likes to do this."
Yep, that's on par.
That's
that's about it.
How bad is it that was the first one that was on par?
After we were really trying.
Well, I'm sure that the two of you will have a perfectly comfortable interaction today. And then,
what?
And then if
What
I'm
happened?
there, and if I'm there, I'll think back to the good times of like fart hands.
No, I am requesting. I mean, there's no point in discussing this, really. Don't you think? Because he's already feels terrible. I'm sure this is just another misstep.
I'm sure.
He was just trying to be silly.
And
it was a
believe that.
miserable failure.
That's
all it was.
I will give him the second benefit of the doubt. But if it happens again, I am going to go buy a pickaxe and hit him in the head with it. On the business end of it.
Mm-hmm. That's the dumbest decision I've ever heard.
I think I know how he could fix it.
Yeah.
He could probably call your daughter Madison.
Oh, yeah.
And just talk it over with her. The two of them could talk it out.
Madison or Jackie?
No, Madison. Go
Madison?
younger.
Oh, okay.
Find a younger child that's even more impressionable to make awkward.
Well, it's going to be a rough weekend for him because when I oh God, I misstep all the time. When I step in it big time, it takes me a while to get over it.
Yeah.
He's going to have a terrible weekend.
Yeah,
he's going to be thinking about this all the time. I would hate to be in his shoes right now. Seriously, I would be bummed out knowing that I did that.
It just sounded like you were setting him up. He's going to have a terrible weekend.
Oh,
if he wasn't thinking about it already, I just want to make sure he knows, and that's not what you were doing.
Oh, he's compassionate and human as anybody, but he's retarded.
All right, I just wouldn't talk to strangers.
I wouldn't come into work today or all next week.
No, don't do that.
I wouldn't. So that is it. That's what happened.
The emailers are very sympathetic to him.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Of course they are.
Very hardcore.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay.
I don't know. It still is amazing the second time. Because the first one, like we said, completely innocent.
I can't believe he went back.
Coming up, we'll see who's going first for the Friday Top 5. Producer Joe, what is your top 5?
Top 5 reasons gay redneck nerd.
Yeah. Not possible to do it without going,
That wasn't on purpose, was it, Joe?
No, it wasn't.
No, I didn't think so.
Your sentence didn't really make sense either, but you didn't really finish it. But.
Nope. All right, we'll get to that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
You're not feeling alright. You got lesions on your face. You got the AIDS and I feel not so alright, yeah.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
You can check out the website. You can see the video of my brief, completely overpaid appearance on ESPN2's Feel Your Heart Race. As a listener pointed out, $15 a second for that performance.
We'll hear
performance?
more of that.
Not even a performance.
We'll be able to hear
I
it.
blathered towards a camera because they asked me to.
How much did they pay you again?
$323.
Why the odd amount, I wonder?
Don't know. I think it's actually it's some sort of union number because some of the paperwork I was filling out said your payment will be the lowest amount. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but if they spent a lot of money on people on that show because they used 15 seconds from each person.
Jeez.
So somehow I became convinced as I watched it that I had used the phrase, you can really feel your heart race, and that at the very end of it, as they were closing the credits, it was going to be me saying that, and that was going to be where they got the name of the show. I don't know why I believed that, because that never happened.
I thought the exact same thing.
Did you really?
I thought for sure that for some reason I had it built up in my head that they were going to end with you sitting there.
The only reason I thought that was possible is because I remembered having a feeling as I was sitting there. In fact, I'll bet as soon as the camera crew left, I bet I looked at you, Hot Wings, and said, wow, I busted out every cliche I know right there. Because all I wanted to do was say something good enough that they'd put it into TV, so I thought if I talked in stupid, cliched sound bites, they might do it.
Yeah, I was upset that they didn't use the soundbite of you working in the name of the show.
Yeah.
Because it seemed to fit, you're talking about NASCAR, and so you said, yeah, we like to get together and we enjoy free beer and hot wings.
Mm-hmm.
Clever.
Plausible.
Clever.
Instead, we now know that your mom can make left-hand turns.
Mm-hmm. I could tell you that they took that out of context, but it's the same whether it's in context or not.
All right. We'll pick that apart again and insult you viciously in a few minutes.
That's good. That's on the way. Meanwhile, the Friday Top 5. Producer Joe is in charge of creating the list. He had the highest die roll this past Monday when we rolled.
We had some people comment about this theme music and said, oh, yeah, Kurt Busch stole it from here. That's not true. Kurt Busch made this, composed it, and they stole it.
Right.
Our intern, Kurt Busch.
Look it up on Wikipedia. Go ahead. It's there. Joe, what's your Friday Top 5 list?
It's the top 5 things that make you a redneck, a nerd, or gay.
And this is sort of tongue-in-cheek. That it's based on we'd have done the phone topic before. The theory that everyone is probably one, other, or all of them.
Yeah.
In some aspect, even though
Absolutely.
from the outside you might not look at someone and see that.
Yes.
All right. So everybody has their 5?
Mm-hmm.
Struggled for the 5th one. Hot Wings, would you draw a name out, see who's going first?
I will. Joe.
All right, Joe.
All right. Number 5.
Friday top 5.
Now, would you say if this is nerd, gay, or redneck?
This is redneck.
Okay.
This is for sure redneck. And this was when I first moved here to do the radio show. I had no furniture. I slept on blankets on the floor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
Oh my God, a long time.
That was the
months.
That was the fact that you did that was the inspiration for the Joe Bucks. We're like, well, we got to find a way to get him something. He can save up his Joe Bucks and buy a stupid mattress or something.
Yeah, and instead I think I was a smoker then, so I probably spent it on basic lights or basic menthol.
I think you did because you know every week you'd be like, you'd say, oh, I'm going to save up and I'm going to get a bed, and then that Friday you'd say, hey, can I get a payout? I need a carton.
I need a carton of smokes and a rock climbing gym membership.
God, and you were so round too. You're one of the roundest people that's ever lived.
I also need 150 hot dogs.
Joe, we need to put up that photograph of you, unrelated to this conversation, of you eating butter. It needs to be a side-by-side of you now and you then.
I can't
because
believe
it was crazy. It's the kind of photo they would use in a infomercial about exercise equipment to say, look at the transition you'll make.
Holy cow, man. When I found that, I couldn't believe it. I cracked up out loud.
And by the way, Steve has pointed out to me that you've come full circle and sold all your furniture this week.
That's what I was just about to say, that I have come full circle. I got sick of my furniture that I bought over the years, and I've sold it.
Who gets sick of furniture and just
Me.
says, well, I know, but anyone normal.
Who normal does that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get
I'm
like
sick of
living
furniture.
minimalist. You know, like I got a lot of junk at my house that I wish I didn't have. I mean, I get, but not like being happy that, God, thank God I'm not burdened by a couch anymore.
It's so frustrating.
I got so sick of having something to sit on.
Yeah.
It's
frustrating having a place for guests to sit.
I
hate that.
I'm an odd person.
Yeah. What's number 4 on your list, you weirdo?
Number 4, you all know about. I'm gay for many reasons, but I think the biggest was pointed out that I de-hair myself. I nair my legs. I shave my chest and stomach, my armpits. Not like clean with a razor.
No, what about your pubes? Are you bald?
Oh, baldish, yeah. I trim. It's not a bush.
Baldish?
Baldish.
Okay.
It's trimmed.
Okay.
Not baldish.
All right.
Not patchy.
Well, then why is your hair always, your face look always like half hairy, like it is right now?
My face?
Your face. That's the only thing with hair.
Right now, I'm trying to decide if I should go for the beard that I usually do in the winter beard.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
So it's just halfway there. I'll
All
probably end up shaving it. I always
Okay.
turn tail. Number 3 is a nerd. And I don't think I've ever actually said this aloud, but it's true. I love role-playing games, comic books, and anime.
Whoa. Hold on a minute.
Wait, you do?
I kind of knew the comic books when you were younger.
Yeah, and that was it when I was younger.
Anime.
But I thought that was just because you had to hang out at the comic book store because your dad drank at the bar next to it.
That is mostly why I got into comic books.
But you still love them.
No, I don't read them, but I still like the X-Men movies, Iron Man, and I guess I'm not the only one, obviously. They're huge movies, but I still get all nerdy when something like that comes out. When X-Men, I think, God, I've waited so long.
Now, anime, when I think of that, that's are they like comic book heroes too, or is it something that's on TV?
No, those were... I haven't watched
Japanese
those in a long
animation.
time. Yeah, Japanese animation.
What do you?
It's that style with
stupid
big eyes,
wide-eyed, yeah,
super violent cartoon.
gives you crazy seizures because it's so flashy.
There's crazy cartoon porno too.
Yeah,
are you into
I'm
that?
not so much into that, amazingly.
No.
But role-playing games.
Role-playing.
So like
dude,
Dungeons and Dragons?
Not like that. Like Final Fantasy games.
Is that's a die? You roll the dice.
No, that's a video game. Final Fantasy.
But it's role playing. So
But
you're
it's
a
role-playing.
character, and
Yeah.
you shut off the computer, you turn it back on, there you are again.
Exactly.
World of Warcraft?
No, never.
But it's like
that's
that.
the
It's
kind
that
of thing you would
that
like.
that is similar to it. Yeah.
Do you have a character right now?
I don't. I don't play. I don't have a RPG game that I'm playing, but I still dig them.
Okay.
I don't like that I said that just.
You know, that's
what prevents you from doing it if you...
time.
What prevents you from doing it if you like it so much?
Time. Well, I have a job.
Yeah.
And I like having sex.
Okay.
So those things.
What does Kate feel about that?
Very good things.
She wishes he would start doing role-playing games.
Yeah, no kidding.
Number 2.
So what do you do? Your mom, what do you do, yo? I work and have sex, Ma.
Do you have any hobbies?
Do you have any hobbies? No.
I do not like that.
What an abortion.
You're an abortion.
I do not think it's funny.
I do not think it's funny.
That's how Jackie Man voice is going to sound in 5 years.
No, I'm coming to see you.
What an abortion.
Wait,
Screw you.
By in 5 years, I meant 12 years ago. When she was 12, that's how she sounded.
I like how she never takes it and just responds with, shut up.
I don't need this crap from you, brother.
She's turning into
Come
Hulk
on,
Hogan.
let me tell you something, man to man.
So, Joe, that was number 3. What's number 2?
Number 2 is redneck because of my first apartment. My first apartment was way too nice for me and my roommate to be living there. It was in this awesome building. It was a huge place with not 1, not 2, but 3 balconies. It was huge. It had awesome white carpeting that is really great for anyone older who doesn't drink beer all the time and is a sloppy bastard. But somehow all of our furniture made its way onto the balconies.
Of course it did.
Toward the end of us living there. Yeah, of course it did. We had like a dresser out there, random chairs. We used to keep a keg in the winter out on the balcony, and then we would drag it into the living room to watch like The Man Show or whatever on the weekends. We would just stick
I was a very frat guy of you.
There was no chance of your furniture staying in the place because we know you have a long-standing hatred of furniture.
That's where it started, I guess. Yeah, it started to make its way outside. I'm sure our neighbors thought that was awesome. And then when we moved out, we just threw the furniture off of the balcony, and it kind of just rolled down this hill a little bit, and then we would stick it next to the dumpster.
Everyone hates you.
Absolutely. Everybody hated us. We got the cops called on us several times. They did not like us either.
Number 1.
Number 1 was the trouble caused in my first car, the 1979 Lincoln Continental Town Car. It was destruction.
This is
Pure
redneck.
Destruction. Redneck as hell. Everything about this car was redneck. It was massive. It was rusty. It was loud because the muffler fell off in the city one time, and I never replaced it. It had a 500 cubic inch motor or a 460 or something, and I never got a muffler put back on it.
Jeez.
So I would scream through the neighborhood, waking everybody up, and we would one time, just for the hell of it, on a weeknight, because we were bored, we decided to take the Lincoln out. We drove down the street, and it was lined with no parking signs. And we hopped up onto the curb and just drove, knocking every single one of them over.
Metal posted signs?
Into the ground. Big, thick metal poles.
I think
with no parking signs.
Oh, my gosh.
I think when we met you, that was the first possible time in your life that you were likable.
Oh, my God.
Because any time before that, it seems like we would have hated you.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee, of course you would have. Like, I mean, imagine if me back then were living in your neighborhood right now.
Oh, I'd hate you.
Yeah. But, I mean, we would all probably hate each other anyways.
Probably.
You know.
No, I would have hated it if you lived in my neighborhood, but I would have liked riding passenger in your car knocking over signs.
That's true.
That's very Grand Theft
Absolutely
Auto.
true.
Exactly.
Absolutely true.
Dude,
that seems fun to me.
We pulled the car onto a baseball diamond just so we could round the bases and do donuts on it.
You are my twin. I did all the things.
Yeah.
I want to do that this weekend.
When you talk about doing that stuff, I'm like, I was there. I was right there. Dude, and the way this car, the death of this car was so unreal. I couldn't imagine doing it now. Even then, I think, what were we doing? On the last day of school, we spray painted stick figures with boobs and like beer rules and all kinds of stupid, idiotic things on the side. Like school sucks and all this stupid stuff. And then we all packed into it, 13 kids packed into the Lincoln, and we drove off. And that's where the Lincoln sat in my apartment complex
with
parking space.
With school sucks, beer rules on the side.
With everything all on it. It sat there in the apartment complex parking space until I got a notice saying, we're towing your car. It is bringing down the value.
You are wrecking property values with your ugly vandalized car.
You are overachieving incredibly.
Oh, my God. No kidding.
Yeah, it is amazing.
I can't believe you didn't burn your furniture inside your apartment right now.
I can't believe we didn't either. And if there were more spaces, I could put a ton of other rednecky things on there.
So that's Joe's top 5. Joe's list this week, somewhat broad, but very good. That is the top 5 things that make you a little bit nerd, a little bit gay, a little bit redneck. Hot Wings draw, see who's coming up next.
All right. Zane,
you're up next. What Hot Wings thinks on the way next, and if you missed the audio of my show-stopping performance on Feel Your Heart Race, tongue-in-cheek, that's on the way next.
So, question. We're not going to do that till the top of the next hour, right?
Correct.
Okay, we'll sweep on through and then be back with that. Excellent.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Don't forget, you can check out the brand new Chevy Open House. Get into the new Chevy with low, straightforward pricing on remaining 08 and 09 models. It's simple. The price on the tags, the price you pay. Go to Chevy.com/open house for details. We'll get to more of the Friday Top 5 coming up in a little bit. Zane's list is next, and then Hot Wings, mine, and Steve's, not necessarily in that order. Got those coming up. I think I've revealed some of mine and not the others. Mine are pretty short.
Okay.
One of them I tried to find visual evidence for that could have been scanned in or photographed. And I know it's in the house, and I'm still going to find it, but I couldn't find it last night.
Everything of mine has all been revealed at some point or another, some in more detail than others, all chronicled, but it's always worth bringing back up again.
We mentioned last night, we'll get to what Hot Wings thinks coming up in just a few minutes. We mentioned last night, or yesterday, that coming up last night, they were going to have on ESPN2 the TV show called Feel Your Heart Race. It was basically a 30-minute documentary that was there to drum up excitement for ESPN's coverage of NASCAR, with NASCAR going to the Brickyard this weekend.
A commercial masked as a documentary.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a commercial for NASCAR.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're a NASCAR fan, you'd have loved it because you got drivers talking about what it is and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it has been used in commercials
for
NASCAR on ESPN, including some of the stuff of Jeff Burton talking about what it's like to feel, what it feels like in a car to be going 165 miles an hour and then know that the impact is coming and stuff like that. But when we were in Daytona for the Daytona 500 with Cat Footwear, when we did the Cat Footwear Daytona giveaway, we had the camera crew knock on the RV late after the race, and Hot Wings said, I don't really want to do the interview, but Free Beer will. And sure enough, I did. And at the time, we said, well, I busted out every cliche possible trying to get into their broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then they emailed me last week and left me a voicemail saying that it was going to be in the broadcast last night and that they were going to send me a check, something they never mentioned that day.
Right.
But who's upset about that not being mentioned?
Yep.
That's great.
So you were there, and they're getting your feel for the race, yes? And
pretty much.
Kind of describing it.
Yes.
And here's what was seen on the television. Here's the audio. You can check out the video on your own.
If it was that easy, my mom would do it. She can turn left. She's a relatively good left turn maker.
Contextually, they had asked, what kind of skill do you think it takes for the drivers to do what they do? So that was part of a longer answer.
Yeah.
But out of context, it just sounds stupid.
I got it. I mean, it does. I mean, you know. I get exactly what you're saying.
If it was that easy, my mom would do it. She can turn left. She's a relatively good left turn maker.
But clearly it's not easy. It's hard to do. There's more to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you continued.
You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where
And by the way, this portion, you sound like you're telling that Clinton joke. That's what I kept hearing the first time you started doing it.
You've got 35, 40 cars.
He caught Chelsea in the White House bathroom.
That's my compelling voice.
I think you were nervous. Were you nervous?
I don't think so. I wasn't really nervous. I didn't know. Hot Wings and I didn't know what they were doing. We didn't. No. It was so confusing that they banged on the RV and said, "Hey, let us come in and do this." We're like, whatever.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You took a little grief because you said instead of parking spot, you called them stalls.
Mm-hmm. You've got 35, 40 cars packed together in the space that you'd have at one of those parking lots at a mall where you can't back out of the stall without running into someone, except they're doing it at 185 to 190 miles per hour, and they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
Now, in that, Steve pointed out a word scramble, and I did not hear it. And then the more we parked on it, I said, uh-oh. And, Steve, you kind of chronicled it. How would you describe it best, the word scramble there?
It seemed like he combined push each other out of the way with push the other ones out of the way.
Okay. No, I got it. Yeah, that's what I heard, too.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
So,
it is impressive.
It is.
We're getting a lot of emails.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way.
The line, that's impressive today.
Oh, what?
People are sending that in their email.
And they're all trying to push each other one out of the way. That's impressive.
Oh, okay. They're saying that that's been heard before? Or they're just saying everything.
I think they're suggesting that's my catchphrase.
Okay. Okay, probably.
I believe that's the case. So there you go. You can see that video link is at freebearandhotwings.com. So there you go. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebearandhotwings.com.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. You know who I hate? Birthers. Who are birthers? Well, birthers are the mouth-breathing simpleton followers of a movement that believes that Barack Obama is not a natural-born U.S. citizen and therefore is not eligible to be president, even though every crackpot theory they have ever brought forth has been rejected or proved false. Look, I didn't vote for the guy. I'm not what you would call a supporter, a follower, a worshiper, a believer, or whatever else you might say. However, what I also don't support, follow, or believe is that Barack Obama was born in Kenya and had his birth certificate fabricated as part of some amazingly foresighted plot to get one specific person elected president of the United States 40-some-odd years later. Even more specifically, the first black president, and the first one with a Muslim name, in a time where a majority of Americans are suspicious of all things Muslim. Yeah, great theory. The year was 1961, and Barack Obama Sr., noted America hater and nutty Kenyan, has a plan. And that plan is to impregnate a white woman who will give birth to their mixed-race Muslim-named child in Kenya, who will then be immediately transported to Hawaii under cover of darkness, where a fabricated birth certificate will be waiting for him. This will be important because through a series of seemingly preposterous and yet carefully calculated life stages, this child will then go on to Columbia, then Harvard, then become black president of the Harvard Law Review, a U.S. senator, and then president of the United States so that he can culminate the dreams of his father and bring down the country because he also clearly hates it. Come on, guys. None of that is any more far-fetched than, say, the plot of Wall-E actually happening in the next 5 years. Totally possible. I find it no surprise that all of these birthers talk too loud and apparently have no skill at comprehension.
They stink.
Also, the birther movement has now split into two main factions that don't even like one another. The East Coast faction is led by the guy who started the 9/11 truther movement,
of course,
and who apparently fancies himself as an unlikable, friendless Fox Mulder. While the West Coast faction is led by some bleached-headed, speech-impeded tart who lists her job titles as dentist, lawyer, and real estate agent.
Oh.
Who are the window lickers who follow those window lickers? No friends of mine, I'll tell you that. And as far as Barack Obama goes, I already think he's overrated and disagree with almost all of the politics of his party. But what I am not, though, is a sore loser who is mad that we have a black man as president. So settle down, panicky jerks. America's gone through rough patches before. It's not falling apart. It's not being taken over. We'll be fine. And like other presidents, if Obama sucks, he'll be sent packing in 3.5 years. Yeah. Also, your movement has a stupid name. If you're going to concoct a pointless crusade, at least coin a better name. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
I am defending myself in favor of that.
We're doing the Friday Top 5 today. Producer Joe has already gone. Joe, what was your list?
What was my list? I was gay because I de-hair myself.
No, what is your Friday Top 5 topic, I should say?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's what makes you or has made you a nerd, a redneck, or gay.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Joe is gone. We've got a couple of emails that we wanted to share.
Yeah.
One of Joe's was about anime.
Yeah, it was, and we got a email concerning that.
Yeah, because I didn't know what the hell it was. I kind of asked a couple of questions about anime. I'm not clear on it.
Yeah, and we referenced it as, it's those cartoons from Japan where they got, like, the big eyes and, people get seizures watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody did not take kindly to that.
Uh-oh, got someone fussy?
An anime enthusiast?
I would say more than an enthusiast.
Wow.
Expert,
child
perhaps.
rapist?
Yes. Anime is a variation of manga, both of which originated in Japan. For the record, all caps, not all anime causes seizures, D-heads. 4 exclamation points. From Angel.
Angel.
Thank you, Angel.
That is
sorry for our overreaching.
That's super
statement.
interesting.
That is something, because we all really believed that all anime causes seizures. We definitely believed that and thought that was the truth.
Horrible bitch.
No, I do believe that all anime is terrible and stupid to look at. But
yes,
I
that
don't
is true.
believe that it causes seizures.
We have been. We would love to see your emails giving your top 5 for this week within the topic. Whether it can be part, it can be made up any way you want of the 3 sort of categories Joe chose of nerd, redneck, or a little gay. Ryan said his are all nerd. His are full on nerd. Yeah. Ryan says number 5. I have read all 7 Harry Potter books. Not bad by itself. 3 times each. That's bad.
That's bad. That is bad, man.
They
ain't that great.
Number 4, I am a full-time student majoring in video game software development.
I don't know. It's a great career.
It is, but you're probably a nerd if you do it. Yeah. Number 3, now it gets a little rougher. I have a complete wood elf army constructed and painted for the Lord of the Rings tabletop game.
And they smell like your butthole, too, because that's where they've been. You sit on them.
Number 2, I played World of Warcraft for 3 years, and I am eagerly anticipating the release of a new game that is basically World of Warcraft, except it's Star Wars.
Yep. And eagerly await no sex, too, because that's what you're going to get.
Yep, his pants are off.
Number 1, my wife, yes, I'm married, and I are going to Chicago for our first anniversary for the sole purpose of seeing the Harry Potter exhibit there.
She's a troll, too.
Well, sorry, Jack.
Probably, really.
You married an orc.
Sorry, Jackie Man Voice. This one's taken. And it's disappointing, I know.
Sorry.
Friday Top 5. It is, if you've got a list, by the way, we'd love to see yours. And especially, because sometimes when we get those, if they're real long, we just can't read them all on the air. But we would definitely like to see your top 5. You can summarize them like Ryan did. That was perfect. Well done, Ryan.
Now, the trouble that I get into is that I reveal everything on the air to begin with. So, there's no shame in any part of these for me because I've already done it. But they all fit the description to the T on the basis of the outline of that list that you have of what we should be coming up with, Joe. All of mine do that. But again, the problem is I've pretty much told you everything there is to know about me. And so with that, number 5 is big time nerd because of my knowledge of comics. Again, it kind of falls. You and I are kind of similar, Joe. When I was younger, I used to go to Bi-County Flea Market, and I had the guy who runs the comic book stand, some rapist, pedophile, would pull the comic. I would choose comics I wanted him to pull and put in a bag for me. So I'd literally just walk up and go, "Hey, Chester, I'm here to pick up my comics," and I'd give him my $30 that I worked my ass off for on my paper route. And I'd have net $1 at the end of the week because I'd spend it all on comics. And he'd give me a big paper bag full of comics and probably rubbers. But I blocked that part out.
And a picture of his genitals.
I mean, the funny thing is, he'd give you a bag filled with comics and rubbers, and the rubbers were the only thing that never touched your junk. That's what's crazy.
Oh.
Take that, Iron Man.
That was a pretty strong one.
And the thing is, you mentioned Iron Man. I would get all the comics that everybody is familiar with, Iron Man and X-Men and the Hulk, but, man, I was into everything. Alpha Flight, Micronauts.
Foot fetish.
Josie and the Pussycats.
No, I didn't like humor comics. Mine were always, I didn't like that stupid Sad Sack and Beetle Bailey crap. I was into Marvel comics and a few DCs, and that's it, man. And I would read them all, every single one of them. I would read all week long till it was time to go back to see my pedophile friend and get more comics and someone to touch my butt.
I would read until my lips hurt from moving.
Yeah, I'd sit there and... I thought you were going to say something different, like I would be reading out loud to myself, but it would sound like
And then Superman says to the Green Lantern.
Turns out this is a little bit of two categories for Zach.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay.
That's a good spit sound effect. That was well done. I can't wait to hear what your number 4 is.
By the way, I got a warning from Steve. He says if you're going to say rubbers, you have to say it the right way. Rubbers.
Yeah. It has to sound like there's an extra letter or something.
So, yeah, give me some rubbers. Okay. So that's 5. That's pretty, well, I guess we're learning pretty gay, too, because well, that happened.
Implications.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Number 4 is redneck. It was my home improvement ability. You go to my house. Dude, I swear to God, I wrote a blog about this. There is one of many visible projects that are underway. As evident as the front lawn. The lamp post is old and half destroyed. Well, I'm going to paint it. And this was at the end of the spring. I sanded it down, and I haven't done anything since that day. I was going to paint it. I was going to sand it all nice and then paint it.
Yeah. Is it now rusted over?
Now it's rusted.
And
I took off all the paint.
You've said you like to start projects and then get to it when you get to it.
Yep. So it's there right now, busted and stupid, rusted and ugly, as usual.
That is pretty stereotypical redneck.
Well, and then there's that damn shed, which I replaced. I ripped off the paneling that was rotted on the outside of it, and now it's just a structure with no paneling on it. It's like a frame with no wood on it. You got to see this thing. It's the ugliest thing ever, and it looks so redneck. You can see all my like the lawn spreaders in there and the lawn mower and the hoses. You can just see it.
They're under a roof, but you can see in.
Well, and then the damn thing of it is the automatic sprinkler goes off every morning and squirts inside of there. And that thing, the sprinkler is what made it rot in the first place because it would get to all the way to the left and then it would pause for about a second and then go back. Well, over time, it started to rot that wood. Mm-hmm. So I removed it to stop that from happening. Now it's rotting the inside wall.
Mission accomplished.
The water is hitting it. It's spraying right in there. All my hose and shovels and rakes get washed every morning from the sprinkler. Mm-hmm. Very redneck, I think. Mm-hmm. Number 3 is the time that my dad and I decided to. My dad's in a couple of these stories, and they're both redneck. Decided to go and drive over people's mailboxes.
You and your dad.
That's right, my dad.
Wow.
In this truck that makes 2 appearances on the show. It's going to be my top one too. This truck, but we were hammered, and that was the thing with my dad. He used to enable me to he paved the path with Miller Lite cans to my alcoholism by letting me drink with him. Mm-hmm. He didn't care if I drank when I was under 21 as long as I was with him. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't with him, then he got pissed off.
Right.
Which is, what kind of logic is that? I don't understand that. But he would get hammered and he would drive, which is a big no-no. I mean, I'm very much dead set against that, but it's easy to see how it's amazing I didn't get killed.
Right.
But he would jump in the truck, and we'd come back from like a party, and he's bombed. And then he'd just pop it up on the curb and take out 4 or 5, man. Just wham, 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 ha, ha, ha. Hey, that guy's a meathead.
You're lucky you and Joe didn't grow up in the same area. You and him would have got into a head-on collision.
Seriously.
Driving the same way on the sidewalk, taking things out that were planted in the concrete.
This is where I destroy public property. Get out of here.
Or we could just wave because I'd be on the no parking sign side. He'd be on the mailbox side.
Right.
So I've, looking back on that, and that didn't happen that much, but it did happen. That's a pretty redneck thing, destroying people's mailboxes.
Me and my dad had a pretty similar experience. We saw a mailbox that got run over by a car, and he taught me that was wrong.
What?
He said, wow, who would do that? And I said, Dad.
Number 2 is, now this has been so beaten, it loses its punch. But we need to express that this is the gayest thing, not only for me, this show, but any person who's alive and says they're not gay. This is gay, and that is the Mr. 10 contest and the Mr. 10 video. That needs to be posted immediately.
Yeah.
For new audience members, Steve will post this. And, it came up accidentally on the air during Name That Tune that in 90, 91.
I think that's what you
ballpark.
said. I think that's what it was.
There was a contest at the college I attended called Mr. 10. And Mr. 10 was a male pageant. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I thought, this is a chance for me to get in really good shape and get some chicks, or get chicks to swoon over me. I was dating my wife at the time. But in hindsight, after seeing it, apparently I wanted men to touch my butt. Because that's the only thing I could have been shooting for with my appearance on this video. Yeah. Never before has a person acted so flamboyantly parade gay, yet said they're not.
I think Jackie Manvoice and Meredith are about to see in the far producer's booth your Mr. 10 gay pageant. Yep, they are. You can tell because Jackie is stunned and Steve's girlfriend Meredith is laughing.
They are
head and hands
dying at this.
If you've listened to this show, because there are plenty of people who have listened to the show for a long time that have never gone to the website or whatever. If you've not, you need to go see this Mr. 10 video. It's a longer video, but I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You will laugh. Yeah. If you watch it at work, people will walk by and think, wow, what are you watching, you weirdo?
It might be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And it's very, very parade gay. And the thing
very
is,
much.
I went into this, and I got it. I worked my ass off, and I was very lean. I was probably only 149 pounds. I was very, very lean, and I had this muscular appearance. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was part of it. The other part of it was there was like a question and answer, just like a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
And like a evening wear, interview, and dude, it was the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every snippet, every segment of the man pageant had you doing something that was ridiculous. When you're doing the evening wear strut.
And they had
it was one thing. You had a Bill Cosby sweater on, his black and white deal.
That's what they wore back then. Well, not really.
But it wasn't enough that you just walked out and then showed off your sweater and then turned around. You had to flamboyantly fling a rose.
Oh, God, I hate this. This is killing me. I don't even like thinking about it.
And your heel toe turn like a supermodel.
Oh, dude.
Hey, everybody, watch this.
Your little sachet.
Terrible. I was at a crossroads there. If my wife my then girlfriend did not put out that night, I would have had a Vayner the next night. I was at a crossroads at that point. I
think so. You could have gone either way.
It was up in the air, clearly. In fact, gay was winning.
But but lucky
at that point. Gay was winning.
Lucky for you, apparently you were repulsive to both sexes, and you just ended up falling back to your
80% of our precincts reporting right now. Gay leads 51 to 49%.
Oh man, it was more than that. It was more like 98 to 2. This is. I'm telling you, this is, like I said, not only the gayest thing I've ever done, the gayest thing anyone on the show has ever done, the gayest anyone listening who is not gay will ever see. Mm-hmm. It's incredibly gay.
Sort of you all of a sudden finding another videotape you have of you tongue-kissing Jim J. Bullock. This will be your lowest point as far as that goes.
Now, and that's, by throwing this out there now, there's a lot of new audience who have no idea and have never seen this.
You've got to.
That being true to this segment, I had to make that the extreme gay thing.
Steve,
that's like max hardcore gay.
Steve, is that video going up?
It'll be up in about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, no. That means I got to answer that. And by the way, that's why I have a tattoo that says I am Mr. 10 on my right arm, and with me doing that Roger Rabbit reverse running man dance. Because shortly thereafter we revealed that video, we did a fundraiser for AT to raise like a bunch of dough, and I said I would get a screenshot of that dance on my arm. You had never seen that or heard that before? Are you serious?
It's pretty handsome.
We have 2 visitors in the studio who are now seeing this for the first time. They can't believe that. Steve, what do you got?
The funny thing is, when I opened up the video, I skipped ahead so they could see it, and I skipped right to your tattoo.
Oh!
Right to the point where the screenshot was taken for your tattoo.
Okay, good.
But it's posted now, so
all right.
nice. It's in the video.
Well, there you go. So that's it. And that's my number 2.
Number 1?
And number 1 is Redneck Thing. And that was one night that will go down in history. Mount Pleasant, Michigan with my dad. Hey, Dad, why don't you come visit me? We're going to have a bonfire in the back of this house that we're renting. Do we have time? Am I good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, guy, I'm coming up. I'll be driving the Chevy. He's got this Chevy pickup, the same one that he did for the mailbox.
It's got mailboxes and mail lodged in the grill.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. A duck.
So he pulls up. We bought a couple cases of Milwaukee's Best and went to town. And we both don't drink now. But at the time, it was crazy, and we needed wood, first of all. So we dug a hole in the backyard of this rental property. The guy has a nice lawn in the back of this house. I just indiscriminately get a shovel and dig a hole. I'm sure the landlord loved that.
Very respectful.
Then we jumped in my Chevette, because it was a hatchback, and he didn't want to mess up his bed liner, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
I went to some place in like 10, 15 miles away, a guy who sold cordwood or whatever the hell it's called, or slab wood or something like that, and bought a bunch of planks.
Right.
And they would only go so far, though, because later in the night when we're annihilated, and it's only like midnight, we have no more wood. And so after we've alienated all of our guests and they've left, it's my dad and me. My wife has gone to bed, and we're sitting there drinking and smoking. And we're just talking. We've probably cried 4 times. I don't know what about. Who knows? It's the best of times, Joe. And then we go, hey, he goes, hey, guy, we're out of wood. Yeah, I know, Dad. Well, what do you say we cut down some trees? Okay. Now, they're nice birch, so they're going to burn right up.
Right.
So we get a saw, a hacksaw, and start sawing down as low to the ground all the trees in the yard. All of them. Some are like 2-3 inches wide. There are no trees. Just stumps that I would later ride over with the lawnmower and bust the blade. Another story. I take all the trees. We don't even cut them into segments. We just toss them on the fire, and the fire is a saw blade, cutting the wood over minutes and hours. 2, 3 in the morning, all those trees are gone. There's one more tree. And I start sawing the tree. The hacksaw will only go so far, but I've cut a significant portion of it. My dad goes, hey, me, Dad, I got it. What is it, Dad? Listen, guy, I'll go get the truck, and I'll ram it.
Great plan. Well, how could it go wrong?
So I go, that is perfect. Of course that will work,
That's a great
Father.
idea, Dad.
So there's, probably 3-4 inches of cutting to do, but it doesn't matter. We got this big Chevy truck. We're going to run it over.
Of course.
And around, this is about, if you were to measure the circumference, it's probably 16 inches, And so it's a big enough tree, but the logic is we've cut it enough.
Right.
It should go right over.
You've started it.
But we couldn't push it. So he gets about, and I'm thinking he's going to gently go up to the tree and put pressure on it and then slowly hit the accelerator.
Because the integrity of his truck is important. As you mentioned, he wouldn't let you put wood in the back end.
Exactly.
Why would he smash into a tree with the front?
He's 6 feet away from the truck. All of a sudden I hear it click into gear and whammo! He plows into it as fast as he can, as fast as that truck can get grip. on the grass, it smashes into him. It's been running for a period of time because it was like running before he got there, so the motor's hot.
Mm-hmm.
He destroys the radiator. All the coolant comes out right onto the block. There's steam rolling off of it, and I hear, "It's okay, Jack." He thinks it's fine.
Yeah.
It's bowed in. It's destroyed the front end of the vehicle.
The tree did not come down?
No, it didn't even think about it.
No,
it
of course
absorbed
not.
all of the energy. It so didn't move.
They're very strong.
Holy cow. Well, we ended up finally turning in, but he destroyed his vehicle. He had to go to the car parts store the next day and get a new radiator and smash out a space where he could put one in.
When you got up and you're laying in bed next
Yeah.
to your wife, who's no doubt frustrated at that point, or I'm just guessing.
Well, yeah, she woke up, and in the sink is a couple ashtrays with about 300 cigarette butts, beer cans, dead soldiers all over the place. Did somebody walk through the screen? Some idiot just walked through the GD screen. The dogs are running around the neighborhood. No one has any idea what's going on. The truck's destroyed. No trees.
So when
there's a laundry line between two of the trees. The laundry's laying on the ground.
When you're laying there in bed, do you think to yourself, I think we hit a tree with a truck, or is that news to you when you go outside?
No,
Have you had enough that you couldn't remember things?
Well, I'm sound asleep, and then I hear drawers, because my wife did the laundry, and I can sense frustration because I hear, and I wake up, and she's got this look on her face, and I go, oh no, man, something happened, and it came back right away, and she goes, oh, yeah, this is great. How are we going to possibly explain this? It's like she's babysitting these children.
Oh, God.
Oh,
that's a bad feeling.
What a nightmare. What? Now, that is complete redneck. That has to be.
Well, that's about the redneckiest thing ever.
So that's it.
That's red.
That's my 5.
That's red. You can see the video. We lost Steve, Meredith, and Jackie Manvoice at Mr. 10 Video. They have been mesmerized by that thing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to any of you ever again.
Steve, Hot Wings, and I have to get our Friday Top 5 in today. It is not leaking over to Monday, so we may have to rush on some of these coming up. We'll get to that coming up. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
When was the last time you talked to your sister, Joe?
Let's see.
I'll bet it's measured in months.
Last time you got laid? Is that what you just said?
Haven't talked about banging my sister in a while. It is the Friday Top 5. Zane just shared his. Joe is in charge of picking the list this time, and his list was top 5 things that make you a little gay, a little redneck, a little nerd. Keep sending your emails, by the way. We may not get to them on the air today, but we're going to do a compilation of sort of the best email list from listeners on Monday.
Any email from that hentai freak or anime freak who sent in the clarification on Japanese porno cartoons that Angel watches?
I haven't seen one.
No, I don't think so.
All right, that's because
He's probably having a seizure from watching some sort of anime porno.
No doubt about that.
That's probably true. Steve is up next on the Friday Top 5, and then Hot Wings, and then me. Steve, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. Are you going to soft sell this because your girlfriend's sitting next to you?
No, no, not at all.
Because she's visiting today. And
last week you were like, these are the most incredibly embarrassing things, and then your number one was, when I was 5, I fell off a swing.
Mm-hmm. You oversold and underdelivered last week.
I think it's just because so many of those things I had never told anybody before, so I built them up in my head to be so much
I think you didn't tell anyone because they weren't interesting.
Yeah, I know. We didn't even replay yours.
All right, Steve, what are your top 5 things that make you a little nerd, a little redneck, a little gay?
All right, number 5 would be considered, I guess, gay. I bake from time to time.
You bake?
Yeah, you're into baking.
That was in my email the other day when I said that I did something kind of out of character for me. I actually baked a cake.
Oh, is that why you are like that show called Cake Man or whatever it is?
Cake Boss.
And why you brought that website into us that was both of your loves, Cake Farts?
Cake Farts.
And pudding farts, too.
Pudding farts. Okay.
Real
so you put on like an apron and that says Kiss the Cook and you start baking in your house, little cupcakes, and you festoon them with sprinkles and stuff like that?
No, just straightforward Duncan Hines, couple eggs, third of a cup of vegetable oil, mix it up. I don't have a mixer, so I have to use my blender, but it all works out the same.
It's not baking, it's reading and following directions.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought it was so much more complicated. It's really easy.
I would say that is a little, I don't know what it is, but that's a little out of character for a 26-year-old bachelor who lives alone to Man, it's been a busy day. The only way I can unwind is to make some brownies.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Number 4, Steve.
Number 4 kind of relates to that. I've talked numerous times about the bad television that I watch. This is kind of gay and nerdy.
Okay.
I watch Cake Boss. I watched John and Kate Plus 8. I started watching it just because everybody talked about how crappy it was, and then I started watching it for that reason, and now I kind of like it. We've talked about my infatuation with Deadliest Catch and Mike Rowe. I watch
because you think the voiceovers are great.
Yes, great voiceovers. I watch. This is kind of rednecky, which is also part of this. Shows on Spike TV called Trucks and Extreme 4x4.
You're into poor drama, is what you're into. That's nerd.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The exciting things you must have planned for you and Meredith this weekend.
Sit around and watch cake farts. Has Steve ever done cake farts with you? Has he done it, maybe?
No.
Pudding farts? Okay.
Did the cakey baked smell?
Has he ever rolled
askew?
Yeah. Or perhaps rolled his schwanz in flour?
Meredith, thank God you're here. I want to show you these photographs of camshafts that are available on eBay.
Oh. All right. Next.
Number 3, this would definitely be nerd. It's my obsession with the organization of my iTunes music library. When I first got my iPod, it took me about like a week and a half to import all of my songs because I went through one song at a time, made sure all the album information was correct, and the album artwork was right, and all the ratings were right.
The ratings? You have stars.
What do you mean the ratings were right?
Did ratings?
You can give it a rating.
You can rate the music on your iPod.
So you would sit there and go, superstition. I used to think this was 5 stars, but 4 is how I feel now.
Really? This is really nerd.
Note to myself. Check back later for mood.
I wouldn't even say it's borderline OCD. It's OCD.
Wow. Yeah, that is, man, because I've seen all that stuff, and they give you the option of filling all that up. I'm like, what the hell? Who cares?
I think
I care.
I think you've got to be concerned anytime your rating of songs starts to cut in your baking time.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're in trouble.
Time. Yes. When do you have time to actually be a homo and have sex with men?
It's a battle I fight every day.
Joe's trying for 3 dumps today.
Yeah. Working on it.
No, that was good, Joe.
All right.
Number 2.
What are we on? Number 2. Number 2, it's another nerd obsession. It's going to sound so much worse. Organizing wires and electronics and stuff.
You said
we talked about this.
You told me at racquetball
Yeah.
that you do it for enjoyment. How long did it take you to organize the wiring on your computer when you set it up?
About an hour and a half. Yeah.
Like putting on tie wraps and going, boy, this blue one really strings through this hole in my solder perfectly.
Like my computer's down on the floor, the monitor's up on the desk, but I run all the wires and I zip tie them up to the bottom of the desk so they're not hanging down.
You're on your way to being a radio engineer.
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to be into like letting your body hair grow too long and hitting on girls out of your league.
Too late on that last one.
Yeah, Meredith, welcome for the weekend.
Yeah, that's good for her, bad for you. All right.
Number 1, Steve.
Number 1 is part nerd, part redneck. I am a registered member of no less than 5 websites, all dedicated to vehicles and working on trucks. And
wow, did you know this, Hot Wings?
No, Steve and I are apparently the same person because I do a lot of the things that he does except the baking.
Could you replace like a starter and stuff like that?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I can fix things that are obviously broken.
Well, that's cool, nerd, though.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I wish I could do that, man. I can't even change oil.
Technically, there's nothing wrong with any of the stuff you did. It actually all has kind of a positive place.
It's pretty screwed up, man. Baking is out. That's pretty bad.
Baking's also for my own benefit because I like eating stuff.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
The guy made fun of me. I'm going to bake some tweets.
You guys want me to bring cupcakes on Monday?
Every Monday. All right, Hot Wings, can you bust through your 5 in less than 4 minutes?
I can.
That's about how much time we have each.
Yeah, I can give it a try. It was hard to put them in order a little bit with the gay, redneck, and nerd thing, but I did my best. Starting off with a gay one. Gay was easy for me. I have 3 gay items. My first one is I really like shoes and coats and have way too many of both.
Okay.
Right now I probably have, I've weeded it down. I probably have like 12 to 15 pairs of shoes right now, but Like, it started in high school where, for some reason, I had a desire to have a pair of shoes or boots for every occasion. So I had cowboy boots and motorcycle boots and wingtips and penny loafers and I don't know.
So for every different man that you were with,
I wanted a costume for every man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You wanted to be able to look like any of the village people at any time.
That is right. And I have weeded out several of those old things. I don't have my cowboy boots and stuff anymore, but I still really enjoy getting new shoes.
Oh, man.
Okay. Redneck thing. I still do burnouts and slides and donuts every chance I get, regardless of what I'm driving or where I am or if anyone can see or can't see me, because I don't do it for anyone else's benefit. I really am amused by it.
Do you know how to drift?
I've never done it on a paved road, but I do it on dirt roads all the time with my truck and stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm always sliding around corners. I think it's a blast. And I amuse myself. I still enjoy hitting. I love finding the biggest, gnarliest mud puddles I can find and hitting them and seeing how much distance I can get into people's yards.
I also enjoy finding anything that I could describe as being the gnarliest.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, you probably hit some good tubular potholes and your bitchin' Camaro.
The other day I thought this little jump I found at an intersection was going to be awesome, but it wasn't that great. I didn't catch that much air, and I thought, boy, intersection, you gagged me with a spoon.
Oh, that was my next one. Damn it, you stole my gag me with a spoon. Wow, okay. I bet you crank up the bangles and just boogie on down the road, don't you?
It's pretty rad.
Quite a shred fest.
Yeah. It's sweetness times 10.
It's not whack.
Number 3.
This is gay. I was in show choir in high school where I had to sing lame songs from lame musicals like The Fantastics, and I liked it.
Okay. All right.
So I was qualified as a potential mate for Lance Bass.
Everyone who sings is gay.
With Lance Bass. I would have been his dream.
If you're listening and you're in a choir, you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
What about a church choir?
No, not gay. It's when you sing those showy tunes. Hymns don't count as gay.
Yeah. Yeah, regular choir is only part gay. It's show choir that's extra gay.
What if it's a hymnal that's upbeat like a show tune?
Stop providing options to shoot holes in my story.
Yeah. What I was in was gay.
All right.
That's all I know. This one is also gay. I just kind of threw in a lot of gay things all at once because I kept thinking of them, so I put them in one topic.
You had an abundance.
Yeah, I wrote them down. I can talk about house decorating almost all day long. I also enjoy talking about relationships. I don't mind most chick flicks, and I have seen almost every episode of Smallville. Also, according to a recent text from Carrie this morning when asked if I did anything else that was gay, I apparently overuse candles and jazz music as a way to romance. I didn't know that.
It's in your
That probably hurt a little bit when she said that, because you probably thought that was good game.
Yeah, I thought I had really found a way to work in my love of fire into the bedroom, and it turns out that was not good.
You put on Kenny G
or Boots Randolph?
No, good jazz. Good jazz. Like Chet Baker.
Hey, baby, he's playing a licorice stick.
And my last one is definitely nerd, and it has come up several times on the show, and it is that I have every issue of Car and Driver and Motor Trend for the last 20 years, which is just shy of about 500 issues, littering my basement and my parents' basement. And I used to really, really know stuff. I don't retain information as well as I used to, but there was a time where if it was on the stat line at the end of the article, I knew it. I could tell you, like, what engine was in what car, where it was built, 0 to 60, all that stuff.
For what purpose do you save those old issues? For reference?
For a while, it was reference. Now it's just that I kind of enjoy once in a while, like...
Can't let it go.
Yeah, I can't let it go.
Can't let it go.
I'm actually amused. You know how, like, occasionally, I don't know if you ever, like, would through your own house, maybe you'd find an old article or anything, and it was amusing because it was so dated and so ridiculous. Now it's funny because I've had articles long enough that you look at the cars, and it's hilarious when they talk about how fast a car is because its 0 to 60 time is 9 seconds.
Or how great the car was going to be, and you know that with hindsight it's a turd.
And how, as I recall when I was a kid, seeing the car the first time going, that's such an awesome car. And then you look at it now and go, that's such a stupid-looking car.
It should be. You should also add to the list, number 1A, this could be gay or nerd. You talk like this.
Oh, man.
Aw. Look at it. He actually looked sad and defeated when I said that.
You reveal yourself, and then you get that, Hot Wings.
That's terrible.
Right in the crotch. How's your crotch feel?
Awful.
Bad?
It feels awful.
This is great because we've saved almost no time for me, and mine are very mockable. Too bad, huh? We'll get to that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And now back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
You're missing the whole point. This show is a joke.
Online at freebeerandhotwings.com.
At that website, you can see the video of my brief appearance on ESPN2 last night. Don't blink. Also, you can see Eric Zane's Mr. 10 video, the legendary Mr. 10 video, something often referenced on this show.
Yeah, you remember, why do they call him that? Well, there's a reason for that.
Yep. So we're doing a Producer Joe's Friday Top 5 topic, which was top 5 things that make you any one of the three things: a little nerd, a little gay, a little redneck. Everybody has probably one of all three. Yeah. Though not necessarily. Everybody else is gone. I'm the only one left. Okay. We have a limited amount of time.
Go. Okay.
So if there's one that you want to expand on, I suggest that you bust it back out on Monday.
Okay.
Or something like that. Number 5. As an early teenager, I had a favorite mud bog truck and driver.
Oh, like a professional.
No, like a man who worked in the machine shop Monday through Friday at General Motors, and then on Saturday drove to a farm in Vassar, Michigan, to a field where a farmer had dug a hole and put water and mud in it so other rednecks could drive their 4x4s through it.
Okay.
While you stood on the side.
Excellent. Who was it?
Ernie Thompson, and he drove Bull of the Woods, and it had a pair of bull horns on the front. And it was nothing other than a 4x4 truck that had a horn that sounded like a cow when he pressed it.
Oh, boy, that's the guy.
That's pretty redneck. I also had autographs of monster truck drivers, and I knew that the driver of the Orange Blossom Special truck pulled truck only did it for the fun, not for competition.
Well, you're clearly the son of a farmer.
Yeah, I think that's almost more nerd than redneck.
You said you kept stats, too, didn't you?
No, you guys said that. And I said no then also.
Go ahead, Free Beer.
Number 4. This is redneck. I like to save time by going number 1 in the shower.
Oh, my God, I almost did a spit take.
On occasion.
I'm with you. I do it all the time.
I do it, too. That's not a big deal.
See?
But, man, that was that funny.
I just was not prepared
I wanted
for
to
that.
give you no warning.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Be glad you didn't say 2.
Yeah, if you said 2, that would be different.
You know, in hindsight, that is not time saving.
Can you imagine someone who does just flops it out right there?
Yeah, you got to, like, mash it through the hair catcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. Number 3. This is makes me a little gay.
Okay, all right.
Like a potato.
I cried a little at the end of the movie Pretty Woman. When I saw it last week on vacation.
Oh, no.
Way worse. Way worse. Did you giggle when he snapped the jewelry box on her hand?
She wanted the fairy tale, and he gave it to her.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you bet he gave it to her.
Yeah.
Number 2. The fact that as a kid, I kept statistics on the following. Hot Wheels drag race tournaments.
That you would have in the
You had
neighborhood.
stats on it.
I still have the brackets. That's what I was looking for, so we could scan it, so you could see my careful records of Fireball 1, 2, 3, and 4, Porsche 911. It's in the bottom of my Hot Wheels cars that my parents saved as I got older, and it just happened to still be in there. I also did stats on Intellivision Slam Dunk Super Pro Basketball. I had notebooks and notebooks. Every player, I could have told you at the time, Thunder dunks, average points per game, rebounds per game, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, three-point percentage, average number of personal fouls, and minutes played per game.
Oh. How is it that you have a cool job?
I don't know.
You should be.
I don't know.
You should work for NASA or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm not smart either.
That or like a Cub Scout leader that touches boys.
Or that.
Yeah, I can't believe you aren't a lonely man who works at a library.
I also kept stats for shed ball, and I keep my own stats in my head when I play basketball each week with my friends.
Holy cow. Wow, you're broken.
Number 1, this is nerd. It's probably a little gay, too. I don't know. And that is what I would refer to, and my wife would refer to, as shower starting lineups. I wanted to be a PA announcer when I was young, and apparently that hasn't gone away. Now, I do this very infrequently now. But on occasion, because the acoustics are near perfect, I enjoy doing the starting lineups for my favorite basketball teams in the shower.
Now, not first thing in the morning, right?
No, because my wife's asleep in the bedroom.
So this is mostly like a weekend adventure.
Yesterday, getting ready for the movie.
Oh, who was on the starting lineup?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yesterday, I did the...
Can you put an echo on the voice harmonizer?
Don't need to. I'm awesome.
Okay.
I am not going to do them all now, but yesterday it was a throwback starting lineup. Because sometimes if I'm excited for a game that day, like when the Wings were taking on the Penguins in the Stanley Cup Finals, I might have done that one just as a way to breed my own excitement.
Seems kind of gay.
Yeah, it does. And but yesterday there's no real game on my mind, so I went throwback. I did the starting lineup for the 1989 NBA Finals with the Western Conference champion Los Angeles Lakers and your Eastern Conference champion Detroit Pistons. I could tell you, because of that, names, starting lineups, colleges, heights.
Wow, man.
Gay. What a
That's so
loser.
crazy.
No, that's just the little nuances that make up these great lists.
You ever do like play-by-play, like right hand passes his washcloth to the left hand. Left hand scrubs taint. Scrubs taint making his way up the chest.
Scrubs taint with authority.
Oh, my God.
Throws it down. G-double-O-D, that's good.
You ever say, another man checks in the lineup?
You couldn't even get the line out. You were cracking up so hard at yourself.
Nope. Couldn't wait to join him.
Hot Wings, do you wonder if I sometimes say, at guard, 23, Michael Jordan, and the other guard, Butt Ranger.
Oh, God. We got to go, or the station's going to get cut off. The show's going to get cut off, and everyone's going to get pissed off at us.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. 97.9 GRD, Good Happens Rock Alternative, the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. We're just about ready to do a giveaway. Jack White and his new band, The Dead Weather, going to give you a tour in Nashville, airfare and hotel included, to one of our 4 contestants who are going to be coming in here in a moment. And we haven't told them anything about this game. In fact, no one really knows except for the 4 of us. We told our guests in studio what it was going to be, our guests for the Omelet Shop Breakfast, and they seemed to like it. So I like our chances.
Okay. Yep. That should be good. I'm looking forward to that. Some good awkward moments.
Could be. A little, maybe.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm pulling up this email.
Okay.
All right. I think we're ready to bring them in, Joe. Again, this is a tour of Third Man Records, which is the store. It sounds like a recording studio, but it does say it's a store there.
Oh, okay.
So our 4 contestants are going to come in. Hi, gentlemen. Go on right down.
A couple giraffes. I'm going to go storks. We got looks like a Jonas brother.
As always,
we can't get a label on little guy.
When the guests come in, they're met with a hearty greeting and a face full of insults.
Yeah, basically
usually.
observation. First impression. So 2 tall dudes, Jonas brother, and dude I can't get a read on.
All right, so one at a time I'll have you step up. I got your names here. Who's Joe from Kent City?
That's me.
Hi, Joe.
All right.
Step up.
Okay.
You like to go to Nashville, you and a guest, meet Jack White. You're a big fan?
Yeah, huge fan.
Big fan of the Dead Weather?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to tell you what it is in a minute. I just want to say welcome. Okay, so, Joe, welcome. All right, who's Chris?
That's me.
With the crazy last name. How do you say it?
Chris Sabinsky.
I would have got it right. All right.
Where you from, Chris?
Talking in the wrong mic.
Which microphone is that?
That's 4.
Why doesn't it make any noise? Try 5.
Boy.
Is this better?
Jeez, can you imagine?
I think it is. Try that one, Chris. How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Yep,
good.
that's good. That's a lot better.
All right. Chris?
Where are you from, Chris?
Comstock Park, Michigan.
All right.
No kidding. Michigan,
Michigan, you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Came all the way.
Wow. How committed are you to winning this prize package?
Pretty committed.
Okay, that's going to be important.
All right,
I want to find out what this is pretty soon.
I bet you do. I bet you guys want to know.
Sure, you all do.
Brian, who's Brian?
I'm Brian.
Brian was referred to as a giraffe earlier.
Now,
How are you, Brian?
Brian, where are you from?
Jenison.
Where's
Okay.
that? Michigan?
Yeah.
Jenison, Michigan. I see you have your Michigan Dance Marathon 2000 T-shirt
I
on.
did not participate in.
That's too bad, because otherwise you and Mr. 10 would have had something to talk about.
Right.
Okay.
It's true. And so that would mean that you're Jim.
Yep.
Hi, Jim.
Okay.
Jim's from Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids.
All right. Are you guys all missing work to be here? What are you doing?
I got the day off.
No? Okay.
All right.
Well, here's how it's going to work. There are 4 of you, but only 2 can really compete in in the finals. That doesn't mean that if you aren't one of the two selected to compete in the finals that you're officially out of the competition, because the two, once they find out what the contest is, may in fact back out of the contest. In order to determine who is going to be the two competing in the contest, Hot Wings, I had you write down a number, or did you?
I did. Yeah.
He has written down a number between 1 and 100. I'm going to have each of you, in the order we introduced you, pick a number between 1 and 100. The two that are the closest will be our contestants, should they choose to do so. All right? Joe, need a number between 1 and 100.
33.
33. Chris?
65.
65. Brian?
70.
70. And Jim?
52.
52. All right. I can't wait to have Zane figure out who's the closest
All right,
based
do
on
it.
your
Let's-
excellent math skills.
55,
Hot
70.
Wings, reveal your number.
Let me see.
It is 32.
Oh, I know. Wait a minute. You said they can't go over?
Nope, we did not say that. We just said
Okay,
the two
well
closest.
then Jim from Grand Rapids is the closest because he picked 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
You did not write them down right. Joe had 33, so Joe is in.
Uh-oh.
Joe's from Kent City.
Oh, boy. Does
I
that
would-
surprise you in any way?
No, that went out about how I expected.
Okay. Don't listen to me.
Jim picked 52. I believe that would be the second closest because the other two numbers are both higher than 52. So Joe and Jim, step yourselves forward just a little bit.
Uh-oh. This ought to be good.
Grab mic 4 for Jim.
That means the other two dudes are out.
Well,
No?
maybe one of these guys could
not
hear what the
necessarily. Okay,
contest
not
is
necessarily.
and bail out.
Okay, yeah, and you might. I mean, this is a disaster.
Okay.
This is not
I'm
fun.
worried. I'm crazy.
Take number 5
You say
and
you're
move
crazy.
that.
Okay.
Joe, if you could take your mic, just sort of move it towards Zane.
Talk right into it.
And you got to
All
be
right,
right
we're
up on
good.
it. There you go. All right, Joe and Jim, here's your contest. Here's what it is. You're going to be using Joe's wheel. Each of you will have 8 chances to spin that wheel. Okay, now it could end after one spin because that wheel is not the wheel of what can Joe do. It's not the wheel of winning, as the GRD street team would call it. It is, in fact, the wheel of Hickey.
Oh, God.
What it is a variety of locations, and you will spin the wheel, and wherever it stops, that's where you will give your opponent a hickey.
A good one. I mean, a good blood vessel breaker, deep, dark hickey.
This game will
You're going to have to
end.
get it really suck on that skin.
This game will end when one of you gives up.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, you could give up when you're applying a hickey, or you could look at the other guy and say, well, I don't want his mouth on my blank, so I give up. If you both give 8 hickeys and receive 8 hickeys, it will go to wild card round, which we call rock, paper, scissors.
Oh.
Joe's like, oh my God, what could be worse than Wheel of Hickey? Joe, do you choose to participate in Wheel of Hickey?
Definitely.
He does.
I'm a hickey machine.
Jim, how about you?
I'm not backing out of this.
Oh, you're going to suck, man.
That means that Chris and Brian have officially been eliminated from competition.
Sorry,
Chris,
boys.
Chris, what have you done it?
More than likely.
You think so?
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Giraffe? No.
Okay, yeah.
Buttoned up Jennison boy. That's right. Get to church.
Yeah,
All right.
I hope my priest isn't listening.
Okay. All right.
Joe and Jim will be providing hickeys. We're going to go. Joe, since we introduced you first, your name was first on the list. I assume you got qualified first. So you're going to spin the wheel first. Now, we need to say, Joe, would you tell everyone listening and our two contestants what the spaces are on the wheel?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start right here with back.
Okay.
Not so bad. Goes to calf. My pick. So
Okay.
I would pick forehead, cheeks, neck. All not too bad yet. Breast.
Breast.
Belly.
Belly.
Butt cheek.
Now, butt cheek
Yeah.
is
Kinda,
officially top third, sort of like butt cleavage, like a
it's
plumber
whole.
would
Like,
show.
No, yeah.
It's your hole.
No discolored part.
Okay.
Oddly gray color.
This is, in my opinion, the very worst, is armpit.
Really?
You guys are probably nervous, so
in
you're
the
probably
hair?
sweaty.
Like in the hair?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he has to suck your juice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what has happened. All right. What's next?
Inner thigh.
That's
So-
the worst because we have to put it.
Oh, he's gonna have to take his pants off.
Jonas Brothers got a pair of knucks on.
Yeah, dude, he's got nuts. They're tied around Oh, dude, they're skinny jeans.
Dave Kim Jong-il, and he just started busting out in Supreme Leader laughs.
Oh my God. So he'll have to pull his pants down, and then Joe's gonna have to suck his pasty white thigh.
One can hope.
And then last top of the foot.
Is,
Okay.
Foot,
all right.
It should be bottom of the foot. I thought it was bottom of the foot.
I said bottom. He said top.
Whatever.
I think it should be wherever they want.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, foot.
Foot.
Okay,
so,
got it. All right. Wow. Well, that's pretty heavy. You sure you want to do this?
So, yeah, definitely. So I spin for where I'm going to give the hickey, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well,
But then he'll spin for where he's going to give the hickey to you.
sounds good.
Wheel must go one time all the way
Doesn't
around,
sound
so
good,
no like quarter spins or something. Jim, what are you thinking? You still good?
Do we have to do all 8?
Not necessarily, no.
The only way you'd each go all 8 is if neither of you will quit. Because we did have to take into account the possibility that once you committed to a couple hickeys on another man, a lot of people are going to say, well, I'm not going to lose now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we
I didn't come this far to quit.
We could have been doing this all day. So,
right.
So you've got really 8 to shed the other person and try to stand out. And then if that doesn't happen, then it's rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3. Okay?
Sounds good.
Joe, you're in still? Jim, you're still in?
You do this at local Kent City bars, Joe?
The Kent City Slounge really doesn't have a hickey wheel.
Slounge.
I don't know.
Shout out.
Have we been through Kent City, Freeber?
We don't travel everywhere together.
But
But
Mount Pleasant area? Is that on the way?
I have been through Kent City.
It's a good town.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for stopping in. 15 seconds. Are you guys
Joe,
ready or what?
I'm ready to see you spin the wheel of hickey.
All the
Here
way
we go.
around, right? I don't want to break this thing.
Oh, you're good.
Uh-oh.
Where will the first hickey be?
Joe's choice.
Wow.
Oh, no.
By the way, one of my favorite parts about a listener stunt is the fact that Joe gets so giddy that he's not doing it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it so much.
All right, so
roll my pant leg.
No, Jonas, take your pants
If you
off.
can roll it up to the inner thigh. There's no way, dude.
I don't think I'm going to take those moose knuckles and roll them up there.
You're one above the you're above the knee,
Take
and you
your
can't.
pants off.
They're a little snug.
never has a room.
You can quit, bro.
Never,
You can quit. That's fine if you
sound
quit.
like
I'll
a
suck
gay.
on your thigh. But.
never has a room full of men been so busy shouting, "Take your pants off!" to another man.
I can't right now. I can't.
Oh, well, then you're out. Do it. You going to do it? He's taking them off. All right, he's taking them off.
There you go.
Thank God he's not wearing a thong or something.
Jonas' brother is taking his pants off.
No,
He's
could
in
you
his
imagine if he was
boxers.
wearing like studded
Sorry,
leather
Jim.
thongs?
How low can I go? What qualifies as inner thigh?
The inner thigh, douche.
Hot Wings, Hot Wings, point at a spot that will qualify.
No, that's too high. That's too
It
high.
has to be.
It has to be clear of anything that would dangle.
This is what you do.
Right here.
Jonas, stick your leg like that, and he's going to suck right there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like touching anything.
Yeah.
This is
You might have.
round 1 on Wheel of Hickey.
How like just until it gets red?
Have
or
you ever
what?
given a woman a hickey?
Yeah, but it's not.
You said you were like Mickey Master.
I am, but I just don't really. I'm going to, but I just have to know when it's okay. I'll know.
You sound like a gay.
Okay, yeah, get good.
Cover one of your eyes, man.
Yeah,
You
I'm just
never
gonna
know.
pretend.
Oh, all right. Miserable. What a miserable show this is.
I don't know.
This is a disgusting show.
Down, give me a count.
I hate this
3, 2,
show.
1, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
In
Really
studio
suck.
right
Hold
now.
on. Stick your thigh on the actual counter.
Joe.
Does that
Joe from
qualify?
Kent City.
Does that count?
Joe, judge.
It has to stay there after
It's kind of weak, man.
All right, more. We need more. Well, too bad.
It's not hard to get
One
sucked.
more good try.
Come on.
Haven't you ever chowed?
Jesus.
All right.
There. All right.
One down.
All right, that's it. Wow.
Boy,
That's the worst one. So
That was
How do
one
you-
of the worst ones.
Yeah, how do you back
I
up
didn't
from
shower
there?
this morning either, Jim. So hope you
You sound like
hope you're
a
ready for
gay.
that.
Joe's trying to play a mental game. All right, Jim. Jim, that was pretty committed on your part. The attention
That
was
was.
on Joe, but
Kinda
you had
queer.
to disrobe in front of strangers.
Weird.
It is weird, man. I don't blame you.
Next. Standard Hickey location. Now, Jim, you got to bury one here. This is prime Hickey real estate.
Yeah. Oh, you got to really let him have it.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm coming home with a dude hickey on my neck.
Joe is weirdly soft-spoken.
Yeah, and kind of into it.
Joe from Kent City. Oh, yeah.
Kind of queer.
Big time. All Oh, yeah.
Kind of queer.
Yeah, there's a hickey.
Homo.
Wow. How
Jim,
about that, Jim?
Jim, I felt dirty for you.
Yep.
I can't believe I just watched that.
Yep, but you did well.
This qualifies as the second gayest stunt ever.
Yeah.
It's a gay show is what it
It
is.
is. It's the gayest show in America.
Oh, my gosh.
Foot.
Now, Joe just got foot. Sorry, Jim.
Oh, miserable.
You guys, since neither one of you are clearly going to back down, just give each other 8 hickeys at the same time and play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, in fact, just have sex.
Make out.
Just have sex. Just go for it. Just plow.
All right, so Joe got foot.
Put your pants back on first.
Yeah, he's still working.
Still
on it.
zipping them back up.
Homo.
All right.
I have to actually sew these back up.
That's right. They're pretty tight.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Jim from Grand
his
Rapids.
foot is on the chair now. And now Joe, the creepy Kent City slob, is sucking away.
Creep.
Kind of queer.
Oh, yeah, go back to Kent City, you slob.
You mongrel.
You sound like a gay.
Well, Joe.
He's got the weakest hickeys in
Yeah,
the world.
come on, man. Just pretend that foot is a helmet. Like you're used to at the Kent City Lounge.
There you go.
That one might bleed.
You sound like a gay.
Y'all come out to the lounge and say hello to me.
Everybody's checking emails right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, now.
Oh. Calf.
All right.
Well, Jim has certainly had to give less offensive hickeys, but at the same time, he's been on the receiving end of the worst. So you're pretty much, I mean, really, this is 16 times from of being rough. So Jim's going on calf right now. What a compromising position that is.
So
Looks
gay.
like he's eating a cob of corn.
Oh, he left like some debris on it.
Oh, boy. That's protein.
By the way, JT is down in Steve's producer's booth. I wonder if we turned his mic on, what it would sound like.
Oh.
I don't know about cheeks.
Oh, cheeks.
Cheeks.
Okay.
So, Jim, you're going to have a hick. Now, Jim, do you want to go through with this?
Yeah, that's right.
I got a new checkpoint.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, that's
You ready? By the way, before you do this, I just want to point out, this is not one of those times where we say at the end, hey, by the way, we've got 2 pairs of tickets. Everybody's going. One of you's going to leave with hickeys everywhere, dignity gone, and nothing to do in August.
50-50.
Okay.
Hold on a second. JT, are your pants off?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so,
JT, did you just finish? Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe, this is your third hickey. This one is on the cheek for Jim. Jim, you ready?
Yep.
Joe, you ready?
Yes.
Plant it.
Yeah, I'll do it. This is for all the hunks in Kent City. Oh.
Is that good? That's not. Is that good?
No, it's not. Keep going.
He actually goes, no, that's not.
You got to
that's
open
not
up
good
your
enough.
mouth, man. Yeah, like that.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity. That's probably the best. The skin's pretty tough. He really sucked away.
Jim, when you're receiving a hickey so far, you seem to go to a different place.
Yeah.
I just think about something.
Yep.
Yeah, he's rocking out with Miley.
Go to
All right, this is Jim's third spin.
Oh,
You get up here and here kneel on the counter.
settle down. I just got down.
It's up to you, bud. It's up to you. It's fine.
That's right.
All right, so you just hop up on the counter here.
Why does he have to be on the counter?
So Gary can get his...
So Joe can see it better.
So Gary can get a good shot.
Oh, Green Day Gary, man. He's got a narb.
Yeah, Joe doesn't care.
The last time Gary filmed something like this, it was in Jeff Gordon's trailer.
Oh, my God.
General Manager Phil Catlett in Steve's booth now.
Oh, no.
He's inspecting JT's damage. Jim, this is your third hickey, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay. top of the butt cheek.
Yeah, it can be
for Joe.
near the top.
Get after it,
the
son.
top
Phil,
outside.
don't worry. We're not going to bust out a battery.
There's a man giving another man a hickey on his butt in our studio. Now,
no.
I'm going to make an executive decision here. See what you guys want. Time crunch, plus the fact that these two guys have obviously committed this far. They're not going to quit. The wheel will be spun, I say, 4 times before rock, paper, scissors.
Fair enough.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So this is the last one. So if you both make it through this one, we're going to rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Because
Ain't no turning back now.
You two have committed to this so far. You're not going to bail. You've had the worst things happen to you in your whole life in the last 20 minutes.
That's
All right,
my
so
top 5 right here.
That's your top 5.
I'm 3 of 5 so far.
All right. Joe, you ready?
Yes.
This is your last spin. Could still hit armpit.
Yeah, it could.
No, it won't.
I'd say that's a spin again. It's stuck on one of the
stuck,
pegs.
yeah.
All right, the wheel's kind of screwy. The wheel's been through a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Neck
again.
Yeah, all right.
So I would say other side this time.
I have neck.
Yeah, he had.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Okay.
Do it. Slut it up.
Oh my god. Oh, that was hard.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he's biting, I think. He's nibbling.
Yeah, he is, man. He's swirling his tongue around.
Trying to make him quit.
Oh. All right, Jim. Last one.
Did Jack White approve of this contest?
They don't know the contest. Nope. That's
Armpit stop. Foot.
Jim.
Oh,
you have to
no.
give Joe a hickey on his
I wore
foot.
sandals today. I wore sandals. So
Oh, yeah.
They should be good and aired out.
So you've had your lips on his calf, butt, and foot. And
Oh, wow. He's just sucking away. Ugh.
You're quite a hickey giver.
Jim, do you give hickeys like in your leisure time, not as part of
practice.
a contest?
Yeah, you're
You
pretty
seem
good at it.
He's one of those kids that probably gave him hickeys all on their arms and stuff in the
Yeah.
basement. Practicing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So Joe. All right. So Joe and Jim. First of all, from Joe's booth and all of us in here, big hand for them for what they've done so far.
Excellent.
All right. You guys
Now's the bad news. I'm actually going to feel bad about this because one of you is going to get like a 2007 PA prank shirt as a goodbye gift.
Yeah.
That's the second prize.
Maybe a calendar.
Yeah,
And
calendar.
anything else we can find around the office.
Yeah.
So it's rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3. Jim, you know how to play?
Yeah.
Joe, you know how to play?
Oh yeah.
Just to be clear, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, throw. Okay?
Gotcha.
Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. No BS, no switching, nothing like that. All right? I'm going to count it. No, I said I'm going to count it. I know you guys are anxious, so we'll give you a pass. Ready?
Yeah.
1.
Oh, we weren't ready that time.
Okay.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, throw. Joe wins the first one. Joe is up 1-0
Okay.
after he threw paper and Jim threw rock.
He made gun fingers that went pew pew and then blew the smoke out of the tips of his fingers. Yeah, oh sweet.
Now, Jim, you're facing right now.
After party at the Lounge, by the way.
Jim, you're facing a deficit that you may have given a man a hickey on his butt, and that might have been the best thing you won today.
Okay.
That is not a good thing.
Okay.
Jim, you got to have
yeah,
this one.
Your lips were on man butt. Mm-hmm.
We have a runner-up prize, by the way.
Oh, we do? What is it? What is it?
Tickets to see AC/DC.
JT, well done.
That is better.
Nice.
That is way better than the nothing
How
we
did
were
you
going
find
to
time to do that from being on 15 radio stations in town?
I don't know.
You're very generous after Afterglow.
All right. Round 2. Jim, you need to win this one.
All right, Jim, come on. Do it for Amanda Cosgrove.
Right? What? 1, 2, 3, throw. They both have rock.
Okay. All right. It's a tie.
By the way, they are both so damn tense. It's making
Very
me nervous.
tense.
I am tense for
You
you.
have no idea how bad I want this. Right now.
Oh, my God. All right, here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, throw. Both have scissors.
Oh!
Can this be a fight to the death?
All right.
You guys can hit each other with your purses.
Next one. Ready? 1, 2, 3, throw. Both have paper.
Oh, my God.
Oh. It's only making it more tense. Oh. We'll get to the next right after we take a break. Just kidding.
We'll be back Monday.
It's like deal or no deal.
All right.
Okay, serious business now.
Joe from Kent City leads it in rock, paper, scissors after they each gave each other weird hickeys in all sorts of odd places men would not normally put their lips on other men. Yeah. And now it's rock, paper, scissors to decide who's going to go to Nashville to meet Jack White and the band, The Dead Weather, and get a tour.
Yep. Put your gayness aside.
They've tied 3 times in a row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, throw. Both have paper.
Oh, my God.
Stop doing it.
Holy cow. Wow, that's all right. That's the way you play the game. It's serious business here.
All right, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, throw.
That's legit. That
is legit.
Jim has rock. Joe has scissors. Tied at 1.
Tied at 1. No, you did not, because he fired it and he left it. His hand just happened to come up.
If it had changed or even gone to something indistinguishable, I would have said that was a loss.
Not a hose. Absolutely not.
I believe we're playing rock, paper, scissors to meet Jack White in Nashville right now.
You want this?
How crazy?
All contact.
You look like you're about ready to barf.
Oh, my God.
Jim put it all in perspective for us.
All right. This is it. This is best of 1 now. I hope you don't tie 50 times in a row again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, throw. Paper covers rock.
Dude!
Jim comes back. Come back, kid.
Joe, sorry, buddy.
It's going to Nashville.
You're going to AC/DC tickets.
Yeah.
Joe,
Jim comes back.
Joe, I have a special surprise for you.
Man.
Jim, we have a special surprise for you.
Not only are you going to see AC/DC as your backup prize.
This is Joe.
This is Joe.
Okay.
We also have tickets for you to see The Dead Weather at the Fillmore in Detroit tonight if you want to go down.
See you there.
See?
You're going already?
Oh, yeah.
Joe, can you go?
You guys can go and make love.
If one of these guys want, I can't make it tonight.
Oh! He's going to be at the Slounge.
If I do have to go to the Slounge, have a round of
penis.
Thank you. But if one of the other guys want to rock, paper, scissors for them.
Kim Jong-il is ruined. He's no longer going to watch American movies.
I've never seen somebody laugh so hard in my life.
Joe, you can't go?
Oh, my God.
No, I can't.
You'll take the AC/DC
I
tickets.
will definitely take the AC/DC tickets.
Jim, you're going to Nashville to meet Jack White.
Yeah.
You gave a man a hickey on his butt for that.
He's a huge fan.
Are you going to tell him that?
No one's telling him anything.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
You're going to be like hanging with just you and him. Wow, that's great.
Chris?
Thank you so much for this.
Or Brian? Do either of you guys want to go see The Dead Weather tonight in Detroit? You can't? You're in?
I will find a way to get there, yes.
All right. And you can't do it. Oh, man. This just sucked everywhere for you.
Nothing. All you guys insulted.
Let's hear it for Jim, huh?
Yeah, well done. Let's hear it for Joe, too.
By the way, both of our contestants were good sports.
Yeah, you are good sports. Thanks for putting up with us.
Well done, you guys. Thanks to all 4 of you for coming in. Thanks to everybody who listened. JT's in next. He has to go hose himself off. It's 97.9 GRD.